attack.
Might be a...
Yo, Elyse, you should get up.
Yeah, I think this is a pre-show.
Oh, this is pre-show? Okay.
Do you mind if I switch with you, Omar?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this is clearly pre-show.
We have pre-show.
Pre-show, bro.
Do you know what? I'm super excited for Ubisoft. The one thing that I really
I want Watch Dogs 2.
I want a new game made in the UbiArt framework. Maybe you guys talked about this.
Yeah.
It's a Rayman or they did Child of Light, Valiant Hearts, which are both
We
great.
need some banners, Elise. Get in there. Lay that ban hammer down.
What? Somebody needs to get banned?
That guy, nail him. Nail him.
Oh, he's too fast. He's too quick for me.
He's gone. These people are gone.
They're too...
Yeah, people are just going emote heavy.
Is that
go
ban
catch
worthy
these
Go
emote?
up to him. Go up to him.
I can't.
Who's the guy sleeping? That guy kind of reminds me of Omar. The little emoji that they bring in.
I
Yeah, it's
don't
like-
know.
Can you? Is
On
there
Twitch.
any mods in the chat that can ban these people?
We can make people mods.
We need Rickham.
Rick and Robo, you in the chat?
Yeah, Rickham, where you at?
Here, let me make some people some mods for
The
you.
ban hammer of justice.
Now Ian's spamming the chat.
Oh my god.
Oh, God.
Come on, Ian.
So Ubi pre-show.
Yeah, let's talk about Ubisoft.
Watch Dogs 2, what are the odds?
So we got rabbits here.
0.
Zero.
Probably seen something from the rabbits.
0%.
Showing it
I'm
beforehand.
telling you, UbiArt framework. That's going to be one of the highlights of this conference. If there isn't a new game, I'll be so disappointed.
How much time are they going to spend on the
Assassin's
Creed?
What's
That's
zero
that's
in there?
about 30 minutes right there.
Yeah. Oh, God. Take a year off.
They
Come
can't.
on.
As soon as they take a year off, no one will play that game ever again. Everyone will wake up and be like, "What the hell was I doing for the last 20 years?"
That's really funny.
So what do we? Yeah, what else we got? Come on, we had our preview to
Rainbow
E3
Six.
video.
Rainbow Six.
Obviously, Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh, our chat really turned to trash. This is hilarious.
Division.
Division.
Oh, Division will get a big one, right? Because it's finally coming out this year, or this season.
Which one?
Division.
Division, they'll go heavy on.
Yeah, I mean,
They'll go
It's
heavy
coming
on.
out next year, but the beta's coming out this year.
that and Assassin's Creed are the big confirmed ones, which is why I think that UbiArt framework is going to surprise us and be a really beautiful, nice game in the vein of an Unravel.
All right.
Do they do like an indie push with that UbiArt stuff?
I can't.
They're
It's too fast.
smaller studios.
Yeah, but do they like showcase that? I don't remember
It does
that.
not.
Do
I
they
tried
showcase like
clicking on it,
other
it does
indie
not.
games?
Yeah, like indie studios using the UbiArt
Stop it. Oh, God.
I
engine.
don't think I've ever seen a showcase where they're like, here are the devs that we've given this to, because it's kind of just been a few games
Yeah.
so far. I think it is just the one studio.
I think we'll see a Valiant Hearts sequel.
Sequel.
Ooh.
World War II?
Valiant Hearts ends with a tease of an unclassy tease of World War II.
The thing with Valiant Hearts, they could go anywhere. They don't have to do World War II. They could do anything. Like if they did Vietnam or something, that would be really
I want
rad.
to just see a new game that's built using that engine. Like not a Child of Light sequel, I mean, I would welcome these games, but
Yeah.
that's not what I want. They've been making such creative, original, beautiful, stylistic games with it that I just
Keep
want
'em
something
coming.
entirely new. Keep them
Zen
coming.
Gamer Max. Give Zen
Or-
Gamer Max a lightning bolt.
Another Rayman I would take. Rayman was made in that engine.
Yeah.
Gone.
Well, I mean,
So-
the Rayman is the original, right?
Yeah.
Zangamer
Give
Max.
him a lightning bolt.
Lightning Bolt, Zangamer Max.
What about
What
Just
are you
Dance?
guys doing?
We're trying to-
Zen Gamer
No, no,
Max
I mean
now
the
has a
chat.
sword.
No, do they
The
do Just
chat.
Dance?
Yeah.
Is-
Just Dance is a huge
Just Dance is
thing.
huge.
But
yeah?
is
Yeah.
Just Dance?
There's a new one coming.
Is that a Connect game?
It's Wii
It's-
Motion
it can be
and
both. I think
Kinect
it's good on
and
both.
yeah.
Because
Dance Central is the one that's specific for
yeah,
Kinect.
Dance Central is the
Yeah.
one that got screwed, right?
We need more men. Zangamer Max.
If you guys are trying to watch us simultaneously,
I think we're good.
you can multi-stream us.
We got him. Stay down.
Nice.
What's that in, Jones? We got him. Stay down. It makes no sense.
There's a
We
new
got him.
sheriff
Stay
in
down.
town.
Hubert, if you're gonna be loud, move
Sorry.
farther from the mic, not closer to the mic.
Sorry.
Are they gonna do
Private.
that? Is that gonna come over to consoles now?
What, this game?
Yeah.
Or- yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah, that's just on Steam, right?
I think so.
Who is this guy? Yubi's having a good old time.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there's your Just Dance.
And then you failed to put it on.
What are we watching right now, Jones? Is this last year?
This is a pre-show.
But is this like clips from last year?
Clips from just other stuff they're working on. It's just them having their own little get ready for the conference thing. Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb hosted Bethesda's version of this last night.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ubisoft likes it goofy. They like the comedy. They like.
Aisha Tyler knocks it out of the park
Aisha
every
Tyler's
year.
really great, and it's funny. We've talked a lot about good presenters and bad presenters so far, and there definitely are people that go up on stage that get really uncomfortable and don't know what they're doing. And she just has a great, not only a great personality and is really funny, but just kind of like really honestly sets up the whole thing about why we're here to do what we do.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the big announcements, or potentially lack of, from EA. And kind of how we're being shown cool stuff in video games, but it's just kind of like, you really need to sell me on like why exactly I should be excited about this. And I think Ubisoft does a good job. I think Ubisoft definitely has somebody come out, they do a big presentation, they have someone else come out, they do a big presentation, and then things like your Rabbids or your Just Dance that you're like, okay, it might not be that exciting.
Your classic boob shot from Far Cry.
Right? Yeah. Exactly. They do it real quick and then move on, and they don't waste too much time. They have a
Getting
good time
real quick at
staggering
this,
out their
people.
properties.
Bring it. Getting real quick at laying this ban hammer down.
Don't encourage it.
them.
Yeah, easy there, Huber.
Sorry.
Huber,
I think like the key
God.
to a good presenter at these conferences is either it's like you got to be really charismatic, you have to appeal to the crowd on like an emotional level, or you need to just be a super badass. Like
She fills most of those roles, and she's
she
like
fills all
super.
those.
She's like a comedian. She's like super fast at like realizing, hey, that I need to do this for the crowd to come back on my side. kind of
exactly.
thing.
Like Todd Howard just goes out and he's like, boom, this is it. This is what it is.
Any
No nonsense.
Any Far Cry?
Yeah,
Are
Far
we-
Cry 17.
Are we done for a
now?
little
What are we
bit?
on?
Oh, yeah, I think we're done for a little
Any
bit.
like
yeah.
DLC?
The
Any
D-
DLC like standalone kind of expansion?
No, the
things?
DLC so far for Far Cry 4 didn't feel like it was building up to anything big.
How much time was between 3 and 4? 2 years?
Blood Dragon, you mean?
Oh yeah, maybe.
Blood Dragon DLC.
Yeah, maybe
That
we
would-
could get
yeah,
a standalone,
That would be really
especially with the
cool.
new consoles. Like running on. Yeah, okay.
Any retros or remasters? Like an Assassin's Creed
collection.
every single Assassin's Creed in one box on PS4 or Xbox One.
Does anybody want it? Is the question.
Bad idea?
Yeah, because so many Assassin's Creeds already come out. Like, you don't need remasters of that game.
Tell that to Ubisoft. Let's take a year off, Ubi. I'm just speaking from them. They could easily do
Any
it.
like Rainbow Six remasters? Are we taking bets on remasters during
We got
Ubi?
they announced both the Vegas games, but
Oh,
that's not
that's
but
right.
that's not a remaster.
Yeah.
They're just going to be available on Xbox.
That would be really cool. The original Rainbow Six.
How rad is that feature, by the
Re-released.
way? I didn't get to talk about that.
Is what?
The backwards compatibility on Xbox One.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Pretty freaking cool.
It was one of the biggest cheers that they got from
Yeah.
their press conference.
It's actually very funny what they're doing.
Yeah, they're reading mean tweets.
Yeah, this is really funny.
You're not even listening
Alex
to it. You like it?
Hutchinson, Elise.
The Hutch.
There it is, Ian. Alex Hutchinson.
We gotta get him
Little
to say
recurring
that. We're gonna try to do
joke.
Eves Gilmore. So yeah, Watch Dogs 2. You want it? Do you think you're gonna get it?
Do you want that, Heber?
I am in the minority. I absolutely loved Watch Dogs. I
played a little bit of it. I thought it was cool.
I love how serious it is. I love that it was a Ubisoft game with very minimal filler. All of the side quests led up to something. They all had a payoff. You would do a huge chain of side quests, and you would get a final side quest, like showing the progress you did. And I really liked that game. The world felt alive. It felt lived in. And again, I just love how serious it was.
We were talking about Far Cry. I think it's a little bit too soon. Maybe not to announce something, but certainly to see something in game. But not necessarily too soon for Watch Dogs 2. Like it would be that that
They have to
closed
treat
out.
that super carefully, though, right? Like
Yeah,
that game, like that's like under still in people's like blood. There's still boiling blood because of that stuff.
Yeah, I think it was just overhyped too much.
Oversold, yeah. Overhyped,
'Cause I went in-
oversold.
I kind of silenced the hype for it. I was like, because it was right around Grand Theft Auto 5. Everyone was saying it was going to be the GTA killer. Do you remember that?
Right.
I just said there's no.
I mean, I didn't say that, but yeah. I heard it.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way that this is anywhere close to Grand Theft Auto. So I went in kind of with that mentality, and I was blown away. I was
It
surprised.
wasn't just GTA mentality. It was like, this is going to be the next gen, man. You can like interact with the world and do all this stuff, and it was,
Yeah.
I don't know, it wasn't that.
I don't know if they'll actually show any of it. It'd be cool to give us a little bit of a preview for what's coming up in Life is Strange. I doubt they will because it's an episodic game that's already been announced.
we don't want any spoilers.
Don't want any
We
spoilers.
don't want any
either.
Life is Strange spoilers.
But I hear they're coming by here though. which
Is
I-
that Ubi art?
I'm sorry, that's Square Enix. What am
Yeah.
I talking about? It's not Ubisoft. Damn.
You're talking about Square Enix.
I'm talking about Square Enix.
So usually we get Assassin's Creed, the first gameplay view at E3. This year they kind of, let the cat out of the bag early. We got to see, big gameplay demo. Got to see a lot of the, new mechanics. Got to see a lot of the area, combat, animations, stuff like that. Is that the way to do it at this point with Assassin's Creed? Like, do you want to build up that anticipation and then do the big reveal at the show? Or do you think they were maybe counting on people to be more excited once they got information out ahead of time?
I think they're counting on people not to be excited. Maybe.
They're counting on it?
Yeah.
It'll work out best for us.
Not counting
if
on
people
it, but
don't care.
they're expecting maybe a little bit of jadedness or a lack of anticipation.
Yeah.
If they were expecting that, though, they would maybe do something different. Like,
Well, they did
they
that.
would change up the game. If they had any kind of knowledge, any kind of like actual feeling of the world at large, like they would change what they're doing and make people excited again.
I don't know, because there was that really apologetic, humbling video where they, showed all of them on camera saying, it hurts a lot when you're working on a game for 4 years, and then
They're just trying to guilt trip us,
It
Elyse.
Yeah,
gets
that's-
reduced to one like glitch frame. Like if they've started work on it, I mean, I guess there's only so much that they can
But
change,
that's
right?
they're apologizing for something else. They're apologizing for like the brokenness. Like people are stale. Like that game is stale.
It's just too many.
I'm
Yeah.
saying like if when would you think they would have started development on what's the new one?
Syndicate?
Syndicate.
Oh, I'm sure it's been in development for at least a few years.
So
Yeah.
least 3 years.
exactly. So they didn't see the ramifications of Unity
Sure.
until now. So it's like if they have already been developing that, they can't change.
But it's funny, like
on
Unity
the
aside,
fly.
like Assassin's Creed has a history of breaking at E3. Like the first time we saw it, the game demo, Jane Raymond infamously you like hear it in her voice. She's like, just
Yeah.
keep moving. And Far Cry 4, Assassin's Creed
Flag,
Black Flag couldn't even get through
yeah.
the demo.
Yep.
Like started stuttering a lot and then just straight up crap. I love the wide shot. The guy had long hair and just like,
Yeah.
you could see just like so defeated. Like, what am I gonna do?
At least they're going for it and actually playing it.
Yeah.
They need to do something new. I know, it's been in development 3 years, so they weren't really planning for this, but
It's
Shake
been
it up.
Yeah, it's
Do
been a few
something
years
new.
though that people have been tired of that game, right?
Because they're just trying to carry the story inch by inch, right? Instead
not
of
even. They've
making it giant.
abandoned
Yeah,
it.
they've
Unity
abandoned the
barely
story.
references it. Black Flag is a continuation, but it's still it literally inched it forward, and then like I said, Unity and Rogue have just gone off the rails with it.
So maybe they need like a return to the core idea of what the series is, or to drastically change it. Assassin's Creed. What?
Right there.
No.
Creeping hard. Splinter Cell.
Sure.
Will we see a Splinter Cell?
Sneaking into the show.
Sneaking in.
There. See what I did?
People didn't like. Was it Blacklist? Anyone like-
Daniel Bloodworth liked Blacklist a lot. A lot of people didn't play Blacklist. I don't think anybody on this table played Blacklist.
James Spader.
Yeah, all I hear is that TV show.
James Spader.
Yeah, I was Spader in Blacklist. Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, that's. I don't know. I think maybe people were turned off by Ironsides not being in it, and just kind of being like, either make it like a set reboot, do what Need for Speed is doing, do Battlefront, where they're just like, we're really kind of restarting the whole thing from the ground up. But they didn't. They just made another Splinter Cell game called The Blacklist. The plot didn't seem like that integral to
The
Sam Fisher's
Connect.
life. It was just kind of like.
Remember the connectivity? It was like, come over here.
Yeah.
You could like bait guys with your voice. It's weird. I did see a big one, Beyond Good and Evil 2. We haven't talked about that.
Oh, I'd be really surprised.
Elise, would you be hyped for Beyond Good and Evil 2?
I think that'd be super cool, and maybe they'll remaster.
That'd be
They've
really
already
cool. Yeah, didn't
remastered.
they?
Yeah,
on Xbox
Oh.
Live, right?
Yeah, they did
Oh.
a remaster of that game already.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's on one though. It's on 360, right?
Get your K-Bups. That'll be
Halfway.
500 K-Bups. And Rayman. I mean, not to like wrap things up. There's still some stuff we haven't talked about, but
Prince of Persia.
Rabbids, which we don't have a lot of things to mention. Rainbow Six, game of the show. E3 2014 from GameTrailers.com. Game of the show.
That is what is that? How did that happen?
For
Whose
real?
call was that?
Whose call was that?
Whose call?
So
Rohan made a strong case for it or
What
something.
the-
I made a strong case for it. So
Ryan was on
what?
board.
So if you remember E3 2014 so fondly, what should have been the game?
The Witcher 3 was there. Batman Arkham Knight was there.
That none of us saw. None of us saw Witcher 3. So it was one guy convincing
Witcher
all
3
of us.
had a giant booth that anyone could walk into and watch. That's Game Trailer's negligence for not seeing that game and not representing that.
Bloodborne was last year.
Bloodborne!
Yeah, come on.
You guys just got really obsessed with the destructible walls.
Yeah.
That's what everyone was like blown away by that
We
for
messed
some
up.
reason.
I'd still hold that was the game of the show.
Oh
'Cause
my
to me, it
God.
brought everything that we want. To me, it brought everything we want from a game. It was the first time we'd ever heard of it. It was a franchise we were wondering what they were going to do with it. It was a game that was playable the moment that we saw it. So it wasn't, something like Witcher where there's like, oh, we're just going to slowly reveal
I
these
think
things and then
that
show
was
it to like a
actually
really
the case.
specific group of people.
I think that was the case, was that it was playable. Bloodborne and Witcher were not playable. And I think I remember hearing that in the...
So when we get, so when
yeah,
we,
they
when we
had
sit
a
around and
big
deliberate
demo.
after this
Yeah.
fact, and it's like one guy, one person in the entire room being like, how do I make this sell to everybody else? They're like, I have to just convince you that this is game of the show. Versus everybody else, like we all have a stake in Rainbow Six because we all saw it because they revealed it to everyone. And it's like, yeah, I refuse to say that like Ubi's like, that was nothing. Rainbow Six, like revitalizing the franchise and then having this battle mode with yes, destruction that no one else is doing. The fact that you can just like pop hole in a wall and take a guy out. And a mode that looks like it can be played a bunch of different ways. And they played it a bunch of different ways. And I think that, yeah, I still hold to that.
It looks fantastic.
But enough about last year. So we're going to get to, see more of that from this year. So, okay, you weren't jazzed, Couch. The booze from the couch. What do you need to see from Rainbow Six Siege this year to make up for the poor performance from last year's E3?
Campaign mode.
Here's the thing, it'll never be on this year's top 10 because it won't have that thing you just described of it being unseen before.
You're right.
It won't even make the top 10 this year.
You're right, but that's all about E3.
Yeah. New stages. The airplane stage is cool. That's like a scenario where it'd be like, oh, let's do this. Like an office place. That's like a spot where you're like, oh, I would love to shoot guns in there. And so basically just shoot new stages where it'd be fun to shoot guns.
But
This
we're talking about
game-
coming
Yeah.
in and shooting guns in his
It
office.
needs so many maps for me to keep playing this game.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
cannot
yeah.
stress that enough. Without a single player campaign, just like Evolve only has a few maps and they all feel the same. So after a couple matches, you're just burnt out. I need varied and different maps where
Toy store.
Yeah, you might go to the plane and not see it for like a couple days in a playlist because there's so many maps and so many different scenarios.
That's such
That
a
is
huge
what-
ask.
Is it really though a multiplayer only game?
Think about like
that's
half of the
that
development
small
of that game
scale?
is making those maps because they have to be destructible. They have to have like ingress points, all the different places. Like that's probably 80% of the development.
It's a
of that game.
massive AAA game from a legendary franchise, Rainbow Six. I think like 10 maps is not a lot to ask for.
You know what stage ruled in Rainbow Six was the one where it's like a theme park where it's like got like a ride in it. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yep.
There's like different rooms and you're like on a tram through like this really cool shut down theme park ride. Bring that
those
back.
maps.
Bring it back.
Bring it back. Classic map pack.
What about like a Snapple bottling plant?
all the
Specifically
bottles
snaps.
explode when you
Yeah. There's so many cool stages you could do.
Yeah.
But you don't think there's a little bit of variability in certain environments and something that comes from knowing that environment and knowing, like, okay, we're in this room and we got the hostage and we barricaded everything. I'm not going to be caught off guard when that wall comes blowing in because I know that wall. Like that wall's classic.
Yeah.
And you can kind of recognize.
Classic wall.
Yeah, but you're in a room. Like if this is like the 20th time I played this map, then like, okay, I know what I'm doing now. Like I know where these windows are. I know, like once I hear a particular type of bomb go off, like I know what that's used for, and so like I know where threats are going to come.
Then
from.
you run into the proximity mines in GoldenEye problem, where everyone knows exactly where everything happens, and they just preset it all.
Well, they know where everything can happen potentially. But it's like if you're upstairs and there's like 20 ways you can enter this room. You could blow the floor out. You could come in through the rooftop. You could snipe it through the windows. You could blow any of these walls out. You could all like I don't even know what types of maybe one of your guys has a sledgehammer, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. There's like 7 different types of soldiers that you can bring in.
Yeah, I like the newest trailer. They showed different countries, and all the different countries have different personalities and weapons and equipment, which is cool. Because then it does vary the map, like each specific map more. There's way more possibilities just by doing that. So I think that's smart.
I remember Grand Theft Auto Online finally had heists, and they kept saying, to everybody, they were like, you really got to play with people that you know. You really got to pay attention. You can't just kind of like run in this and do it. I did. I definitely played online heists with people I'd never met before. That they were like, we were doing like the last penultimate chapter, and everyone's just like, we're fine. And like you play something like Destiny, where it's like you guys really got to coordinate and really know your friends. And you're like, well, if I'm a certain high enough level, if Rainbow Six, if you have a team that's communicating and a team that's not, the team that is not will lose. Period. There's no question. So
here we go.
All right.
The epic RPG returns.
What is the epic RPG?
King's Quest?
Yeah, King's Quest is Activision.
Right? Yeah.
No sound.
Do we have audio again?
All of that zoomed out. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Hey, no sound.
Obsidian.
We actually called this in our countdown to Ubisoft video.
We unmuted it.
And you got more than one stream running.
Dropping the ball here, Brad.
Towley.
I cannot believe it's got a sequel. This is crazy.
Yeah.
The first
This-
one took so long.
It's pretty good though.
Yeah,
I
but
think they had a lot of
people loved this
development
game.
issues.
Yeah, people loved it. They had development issues because THQ imploded.
Yeah.
What a
Yes.
great way to start the show.
Yeah. Fun.
What a move.
This is a
Ubisoft
great
is a good
move.
time.
Great
Ubisoft
play.
is fun. Loving the superhero vibe.
Yeah.
This is setting the tone.
Set the tone.
This really is.
Whoa.
The fractured butthole.
Oh, what an amazing title.
That's so good. They
Fast
did
and
it.
loose.
Good open.
Fast and loose.
Love it.
Aisha Tyler's back.
Interesting stage this year, actually. Nice. Kicking it off.
Yeah, no hello, no nothing. Just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
here are people that make video games.
We know who she is.
Yeah, you're
You
right.
know
That
what
was
I mean?
good. Absolutely.
She's badass.
Legends.
We shut up, did we?
That money
Must be nice.
must be nice.
I think that the template's the thing. They already built the world, figured out where everything was.
Reuse those
Just
assets.
put in new skins. Were there any like decision making in the first Stick of Truth?
Yeah, will your save transfer over?
Yeah. I mean, was there like different endings in Stick of Truth?
Maybe you could take
I
your
don't know if there
leveled
were different
character from
endings.
one to the other.
Yeah, that would be the only thing I could think of.
Yeah.
Blow them kisses.
South Park 64 remastered.
Brandon, they did the game first.
Backwards
too,
compatible.
Instead of them coming out and introducing
Yeah.
it. That was a good call.
Well, it's just that pull out from the toilet. It's like that's video. There's no way you can do that with an actual person. Just
She's delightful.
I love those videos of her just like coming back at people who hated her that first time. So funny.
We're also in LA. We're not around the world. We're very close to this, actually.
Star players.
Oh. So such as like a fancy word for employee. They actually mean people that play their games that are stars.
Sure.
Lots of shout outs to people in the crowd. EA was like, we brought a bunch of kids by. We're holding them hostage.
Is that fear that they can't fill the seats at E3 anymore?
No, they can fill those seats.
Fill the seats with clapping people is what they want more than anything.
Fans,
Yeah.
not jaded journalists.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome.
Calling it out.
Yeah.
Damage control.
Yeah, didn't even need to really bring it up, I think. It's a press conference, but getting right into it.
Yes, come on.
Use game on.
If.
Use game on. Hi.
He's smiling.
Yeah! Yeah!
Because it fills my pockets.
Take risks. Play the same game over and over again. Climb those towers in those cars.
Yeah?
New IP.
New genre.
New IP.
New genre to
Enjoy it, y'all.
new genre to Ubisoft or new genre to the world?
They're
Question.
genre invention
Yeah.
incoming. Oh, see blood. Huber likes it.
Here we go. Get this horror vibe.
Whoa.
Whoa.
What?
It's Crusaders.
New genre though.
What is happening?
What is?
I'm into
There's
it.
a monster out there.
No, there's Vikings.
The monster is humanity, Kyle.
Ragnar. Lothbrok.
Ragnarok.
Oh, is this
Look at those Batman fight mechanics.
Patrice's game? Ancestors? Is this Ancestors?
I don't think so. Maybe no.
I don't think Patrice's game is with Ubisoft.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they had a falling out.
Yeah. Dude,
Is that
samurai.
feudal Japan was.
I'm thinking strategy. They keep pulling out for these wide shots.
Oh man, is that in game? That looks in game. Maybe not.
Yeah, somebody said MOBA. That looks because all the maps are the same, right? Because they keep cutting back and forth, the same
Yeah.
climbing the same stairs and stuff.
The samurai killed you.
Yeah. Feeling the energy of this.
Ubisoft has good trailers.
The more things changed, the more they stayed the same.
War.
Yeah, that's what I should have said.
Great shot.
Need more orcs.
Oh,
That's a cool move.
yeah.
Dude.
Co-op.
Dude.
Left 4 Dead through the ages.
For honor. For honor hype.
They should have had Huber read the title.
Look at that! Look at that artwork right there. It's rad.
Is this guy in the game?
Is he holding a sword?
He's got a cane.
This guy's pumped. This guy's passionate.
He lives it.
Yeah.
So new IPs, they usually save right for the end.
Yeah.
That's been kind of the tradition the last 3 years. You like samurais, huh?
This guy's a storyteller.
Yeah, this guy's pure passion.
I feel like we should all be sitting in front of him, like sitting on a Barca lounger or something.
Campfire.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This guy's hype.
Yeah, he's definitely really excited
This
right
guy's
now.
so hype.
He's got a cane. He's on stage at E3 with a cane.
He's so great. Some Viking came out behind him and he took him out.
He just pulled a
Cane
sword.
sword?
Yeah, a cane sword out.
He does look
Oh
like
my god, they're
Mick
gonna play.
What is
They're gonna
happening?
play.
Wow. Go
4 on
Ubisoft.
4.
They're gonna play. Let's see it in action.
Wow.
He does look like Mick Foley. His chat said.
Mankind.
Dude love.
Let's see this.
Ubisoft bringing it.
Oh, it looks good. Oh my god, it looks good.
It looks real to
Ooh.
me. I like that there's a little bit of like artifacting and stuff happening.
Ben Moore, man. Give me something. Give me some hype. What are you thinking?
I'm excited.
This looks awesome! It's a siege right now!
I can't wait to storm the gates. That's what I want to do.
Side by side.
Side by side.
This is like a
Right out.
like a good-looking version of Chivalry.
Ride out.
Yeah.
Right out.
It's like AAA Chivalry.
Yo. I am blown away right now.
Duels.
Look at this.
It's got like Skyward Sword, like having to hold your weapon the right way.
Yeah.
Yo, talk about
There definitely is like defensive offensive mode going on right now.
speaking. He conveyed so much. I feel the weight because he told me. He's like, "I wanna
He was
emphasize that."
he was very excited.
Yeah.
You could feel
Yeah.
he was excited to be on stage. He was nervous. That release of just like, oh, finally I can say the words For Honor.
Look at that guy's sword.
Look at this.
Yeah, I like this lock on.
This game looks cool.
Sword fighting is cool.
Intimate duels.
Oh.
Personal kills.
Oh,
Oh, it's personal.
Feel the blade.
Yeah, feel the blow.
Claws.
You know,
What kind of move is that? Like hold your sword upside down and use it like an axe? That's crazy.
I'm not really crazy about how they have the ring highlighted around who you're like.
Yeah.
You're
Targeted
locked
on?
on. Targeted on.
It is a
yeah.
little.
Well, but
Right
right
just
now,
a ring, there's like a light beam coming off the top of his head.
but right now it's just two people on a platform.
Right,
but
in
if
a
there's
crazy
like
battle,
100
it'd be
dudes
nuts.
surrounding him. It's
Yeah.
gonna be kind of nice to
I
see that red
I would,
icon above
I would
his
like to
head.
be a little more subtle.
Yeah, subtlety I don't think is this game's deal.
These duels rule.
Yeah, this feels like legit sword fighting.
Yeah.
Same move though?
Oh.
Oh.
Heads.
Pats the guy on the shoulder on the bottom right. Like, sorry, buddy. Didn't
What
work
the
out.
hell happened everywhere else is what I want to know.
Yeah, you can still see things
Oh, it
going
looks
on
like
there.
they were kind of, pushing. There were lines there.
There was lots of additional people out there besides the 4.
Just a tease.
I love this guy.
I can always respect.
Noon tomorrow.
What?
Ian.
Ian's ahead.
Oh, the
Jesus.
booth.
Spoiler alert.
Damn.
Oh, sorry. I thought I was at the same sync with you.
Damn it.
Oh, just at the booth.
Do you
Yeah.
think that
I
man
got
has
so
killed
hyped.
somebody with his cane?
I got so hyped.
Oh, yeah.
I can always respect something that looks new and fresh, and that is what that game just did.
100%.
Fresh. This guy's pure hype. Love this guy. Thank you.
Yeah, that was a very enthusiastic debut. I dug it.
Wow. That's how you show a game.
Yep.
That's how you do it.
What's a EA?
Just Dance?
What?
Oh boy.
And nosedive.
Ian, going to the bathroom?
This game did not do well, right?
Rush through it.
Yeah, just rush through. Keep
Rush
going.
through.
Because we've had a lot of updates to the crew, so this has got to be
Quick
fairly
trailer.
substantial.
Yeah, quick trailer. Oh, motorcycles. Were there motorcycles?
I don't believe so.
Cool. Bigger.
Oh, nice, fun.
Monster
Yeah, a little
trucks.
off-road stuff.
Wilder.
Grapple 14 says, "Where's Bloodworth?"
Yeah, I know.
Question of the hour.
He's playing spin tires.
Did Blood like the crew?
I think it was okay.
Yeah,
You didn't hate it.
very lukewarm.
Yeah, there's all these little festivals going on now. Wild Run. Okay, so that's still a little update. That sounds like a major expansion.
Complete graphic overhaul. That's interesting.
Where'd you get that from?
It
They
said it
just said
on
on
the
the screen.
Yeah.
The words complete
graphic overhaul. Yeah.
Interesting.
Also, mid-November release date. It's going to take them longer to do that than it is to do Fallout.
Just check it out.
Yeah, I should jump right in this one. She knows. Tyler knows. Dark Souls.
Hooves.
Clobbity clob.
Cape.
Shinobi?
No way.
Striker? Did they do Striker? That was another one.
Strider.
Strider, that's right, yeah.
Golden Guns.
Wait a minute.
Oh wait, no, this is
Oh.
this is Death.
Darksiders?
Yeah, Darksiders.
Yeah, Darksiders.
Yeah, this leak.
What?
No, it's not. No.
No, that's a cat.
No. A golden gun in Darksiders? No way.
Oh,
That's a cat.
it's a cat on a unicorn. Darksiders 3.
Where did the
What? Don is shooting!
Don is
Dawn!
Oh no, the only thing he would care about is the all of E3.
Oh my god.
Awesome level max.
Dawn! I feel empty inside without Dawn here.
On a horse? Oh, yeah.
on a unicorn?
Dawn. Hard right turn. Here we go. Assassin's Creed. Division, alright.
Division.
This is it.
How much more of this game can they show?
They've barely shown any.
I
What
can't
are you
wait.
talking about? They talked about all this stuff with like the weird map thing flowing out from underneath him and the flying guy on the iPad.
And we still know nothing.
I'm so excited for the RPG elements.
Yeah. I'm excited
wait.
for loot, Ben.
Oh man, so much loot.
I like me some open worlds. It's an open world shooter. Watch Dogs Online? Apocalypse? I'm down.
I'm really excited about this game.
It's open world.
Yep. It's New York. Dark Zone, Elyse. What's chat saying about the Dark Zone?
Is this the Division or is that?
Yeah, the Division.
Ubisoft doing a good job of making EA look terrible.
Yeah.
Says DM is gaff.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Do you think you can ride horses in Trials Fusion?
That's
I would
what it
imagine,
was.
You
yeah.
would have
Oh.
to be.
Fire
so
breathing.
cool. That's so
With a
hilarious.
rainbow
I
streaming
want to
off the
do a
back of it.
backflip on a horse.
Oh no, this is Darksiders. Like, oh, that's a cat.
Where did
All
Vigil
things
end
to
up?
the cat led us
We're like, what?
to Darksiders.
He's alive.
What?
Talking about Virgil?
No.
Oh, Vigil.
Vigil. Where did they go? Who did they get bought by?
Activision, I think. Oh, this looks so good.
I will say this seems like a game where if you don't have friends run into this world, it's not going to be as fun.
I guess I don't understand the open worldness. Like, isn't just like a team-based fighter here? Like, what is open
No,
world?
it's like Destiny style. Destiny and.
So you're coming up against AI, not
GTA.
other people.
Both.
Both. It's like Destiny and GTA kind of hybrid. Loose comparison. Don't quote me on
So
that.
are there like enemy factions just roaming the world?
Yeah.
Human players, I mean?
Yeah.
You're not
whoa.
like guaranteed to come up against other people.
No.
So it'd be like Destiny, except if there was PvP in world.
Yeah. Kind of. Yeah.
Whoa.
Kind of.
That sounds cool.
There's a lot of loot. Leveling up.
But this is a Tom Clancy joint, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's got his name on it.
Strange.
It's like one of the last things to announce before he died.
Like,
Was attached to
are
his
those
name?
dudes right there? Are they people or are they NPCs?
No, I don't think so.
Would this be like a raid style thing? This is like a mission that you load into?
Those look like other people. Yep. Look at this standoff.
Non-hostile.
I wonder. It kind of looked like World of Warcraft there. Like if an alliance is in a low-level horde zone, you can't attack each other. You know. Like there's contested areas. Maybe
It looked like you like have to activate like PvP there. Like you're non-hostile each other until you start fighting,
Yeah.
and then you're like
Wilhelm scream there.
Yeah.
Ben, Brad, do you guys have reactions to this?
I still don't know how to feel about the Division. I want to be excited, but it's been so long.
Same boat.
To me, the scope of the game feels really small. Just that we're in a very similar urban-looking area. That's kind of it.
I think it's New York. I think
New
it's like
York.
all going to be in New York.
Doesn't do it for me.
I
I like
think
the snowstorm.
we saw some really cool interiors in the trailer from last year,
Oh,
and so
yeah.
I think that there's got to be just more interiors in this game that we're not seeing. Because yeah, when you run outside, it all just kind of bleeds together.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope that there's more that we haven't seen, because so far it's just like, here's a couple of streets.
I think that's the problem though, is that they're so ambitious with this game, is they're running out of things to put in it to make it live up to that ambitious hype.
Right.
Like they keep showing us the same style of fighting because that's what the game is, and it's not what people are hyped up about.
This is new looking.
It's a new
Oh.
it's a new
I love how rich the environment
environment.
is. It's dense.
Little detective mode there.
They can bring out that second screen experience into this demo.
Activate extraction.
So we are almost an hour into the press conference.
No.
30
No?
minutes.
30 minutes.
24 minutes.
Before? Oh, okay.
There's been a lot, though, so far.
Losing track of time a little bit today. Been a long day. You know,
Yeah.
taking it all in.
So far, we've had South Park, For Honor, The Crew,
Trials.
For
now the
Honor.
Division.
I feel
Still
bad
no,
for this
still
game.
no checking with Don on Trials. It's killing me.
Man.
I texted him. I think he's too busy shooting.
I
Oh,
feel
that's
bad that this
right.
game came out where they started it with when like second screen was all like everyone was super jazzed and no one cares about it, and it's still like they still haven't come out with this game.
Yeah. It's taking a while.
You never know. Pip-Boy edition. We all
That's
freaked
what
out
I
about
was
that.
thinking. Pip-Boy bringing back the
Yeah,
second screen
are they gonna like
experience.
bring you like give you a little helicopter to put your iPad in so you can fly above you while you're playing?
A drone.
Leave current group. What is happening right now?
Can you like defect against your people?
Whoa, is that what we just saw?
Rogue agent.
Agent. What is happening? Don't play this game with Bosman. He'll turn on you in a second.
Yeah, he will.
That's actually
Andrew.
really
That's a cool mechanic.
cool. Yeah, I like that a lot.
I'm not excited for that. UBR.
In total, or what you just saw didn't excite you?
I don't think the Division's for me, unfortunately.
Do you think Division will have lasting power when it finally comes out?
It depends. It depends on really like they're still selling like, oh, this post-apocalyptic world, and then there's some people in the environment, and you just kind of go out and get weapons and stuff. And it's like, surely there has to be a story. There's got to be, like, who am I? So I just create a random character. Like, what are these missions gonna entail?
Nice.
There you go.
Thank God.
At the booth.
Finally. Early next year beta?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, we're gonna hit
This game's
another
never
E3
coming
before
out.
this game comes out.
Yeah. 2017?
My God.
It's gonna be holiday 2016.
I could see this being like an E3 game. I could see this being like
Okay.
May,
I don't even want to think about
like
this
May,
game
June,
anymore.
just
Yeah.
right before E3.
Rip. Rip Division.
Rip.
Rip.
No point to even think about it, honestly. Like, it's a year away.
March 8th, 2016.
Put that in the back of my mind, deep down.
That's a game I'd
Jeez.
like to see.
So wait, they're gonna put it out in March, but they're gonna do the beta in January.
They're gonna delay that.
So it's not really a beta. It's like an early access
Soft
gameplay
launch,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, it's Destiny again.
It's the way, yeah.
People are gonna get sick of it before it even comes
Well,
out.
hopefully they just roll the beta into the game itself, not like stop for a month and then put the game out.
Well, stop it. Do Destiny and do alpha,
And then a
beta of
beta,
the same
yeah.
content, and then put out the game with the same content. Like,
Yeah.
Going serious again, UV? Smears? No.
Watch Dogs.
No way.
what's the other one? not Watch-
Ubite. Doesn't ring a bell.
What have they done? Yeah, I've
Doesn't
never
ring a
heard of
bell.
them.
Never mind.
Whoa, is that the moon?
Yeah, it looks like.
Ah, going crazy town with all the new IPs.
Where's Sam Rockwell?
Yeah.
Whee!
It does have a similar vibe
To
to
moon, right?
Moon, yeah.
Look at that city.
Whoa. It's Interstellar soundtrack, Johns?
Who made Human Revolution? What is that game?
That's from Elysium, those spinning.
Human Revolution's Deus Ex.
Deus Ex. Yeah.
Yeah,
Who made
yeah.
Deus Ex?
That's Square.
Square?
Enix, yeah. Publish it.
Roach Doge, Moon Doge.
It's IDOS developed.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's what I was thinking.
This looks kind of cool.
IDOS, another French Canadian variant.
Whoa, colonized. Where they getting their water?
California.
Yeah.
Moon's
They
not
got a
that big.
hose.
Come on.
That's where it's all going. To the moon.
What the hell
Are they gonna go to Mars?
is this game?
Here you go.
Anno?
Anno? Anno?
What?
Anno?
How about when they do that, Jones, and you have no idea what the hell you just saw? Is that okay?
The lunar landing.
Like, what was that? What was that?
I loved it.
What'd you love about it, Ian?
Whoa!
Why'd that grab you?
It's cool. The beta starts later this week. Is that what she said?
Later this year, I thought I heard.
Oh, I thought she said week.
You gotta get off that 30 seconds ahead of us thing.
I'm sorry. I try to watch for their mouth to say the thing I hear, and then.
So it's like SimCity, but on the moon and Earth?
On the moon and Earth?
Is this the same game or a different game?
I think it's the same.
This is the same, yeah.
Is this in game? Because if this is in game, this is impressive. Good God.
This looks like a very different thing than we were just watching.
Yeah, it looks pretty different.
This is straight up SimCity.
Mm-hmm. Ben's pissed.
No. Anno has existed for a long time.
What? Really?
Yeah. This is a continuation of the series.
There it is. Dropping knowledge.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What is the game? What kind of game is it?
It's like a futuristic SimCity.
Oh wow.
Never even heard of Anna.
Yeah, it's kind of flown under the radar for sure.
I keep thinking of what is that in Japanese? Isn't that like ano?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yes.
See Japanese guys say that.
Ano. そうですね.
How many of those games have there been, Ben?
That's a good question. I will look it up for you.
Who's this guy?
Who's this guy?
What is he carrying? Is it?
What? Oh, he's in Assassin's Creed. Oh God. Is he cosplaying?
There are a lot of Anno games.
It's very popular in Germany, they were saying in the chat.
Couldn't handle that.
That was
What a weird
classic,
vibe this thing has.
Yeah, it's so easy breezy. I love it.
Fast and loose.
Fast and loose.
Just Dance.
Just dancing, everybody. It's gonna happen. It happens all the time.
I think we're like 6 years running on Just Dance. Being in the press conference.
What?
We're still just dancing.
RHD's stoked. RHD's pumped.
Yeah, for Just Dance?
Yeah.
Ian, you like Just Dance, right?
Yeah, it's fun. I like to dance. I don't know. I don't have a thing that can do it.
Ah. You hear that, Ian? Yes. Oh, he's talking to somebody.
No, I'm trying to make it so I'm not ahead of you guys. So
Now you can
stop
break your
yelling
phone.
at me and making me feel bad.
You don't need a camera anymore,
We'll
Ian.
still yell at you, Ian.
I'm not trying to ruin E3 for you guys.
You don't need a camera anymore, man.
So who's it? What, RHD was down Just Dance?
RHD is a Just Dance fanatic.
Like on PS4, you don't need the
I need a reason here. I need
that what
I
she
need
said?
RHD
He
to
just
sell me
said
this
no
more than
camera
Ubisoft is.
needed.
Oh. How will it know?
I
Do I have
missed-
to hold a move controller?
I missed the rest.
What?
Yeah, they
He's
do this
gonna
every
do
year.
it.
They did this last year.
Oh man.
Who is this?
Jason
Flow Rider came
Derulo.
out one year, actually.
It's Ubisoft bucks.
Must be nice.
There it is.
Wow.
What are you doing, Elyse?
Dancing up on Huber.
Just dancing.
Got the nod, the head bob.
I mean, Kyle would love dancing to this. We're all dancing.
Look at that couch
They're not
get
even
down.
really showing off any modes or anything. It's just kind of like, okay, everybody take a break. Everybody just run to the John, get ready for Assassin's Creed.
Ian, you dancing in the booth?
Oh
Is this
yeah.
really necessary?
No.
Booth dancing.
Must be nice.
Must be nice.
There's a little bit of game happening behind him there.
Ben, Brad, you dancing
Suddenly?
on the couch?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, Brad's feeling it.
No, Ben's not dancing. No.
No.
Ben's not having it.
He don't dance.
I'll get over there
Don't
and make
ask
you dance,
him.
Ben.
RHD, stop lying. You know you love this.
I only dance when I'm in my Persona costume.
Your Teddy costume?
Yeah.
So tired. I'm really out of shape.
There's a Persona 4 dance game, isn't there?
Yes, there
Just dance
is.
all night or something?
Yes, there is.
Yeah, I'll dance to that.
Okay.
Put that on. Put that soundtrack on.
Is that what it is? Is it a dancing game to music from Persona games?
It's a rhythm game, yeah, just like on the Vita with the buttons.
Rick and Robo.
GT's first 10.
Rick and
Persona 4
Robo.
dancing
Rick and
all night.
Robo. Best comment
Vita
regarding
exclusive.
Just Dance. I'm okay with Just Dance, Ubisoft, but don't push it.
They push it every year.
It's so perfect.
Ubisoft
push
pushes
It's
it
like,
every year.
I have nothing against Just Dance.
Here, problem
easy.
solved.
Would you rather watch this or sports? Because I'd rather watch this.
Yeah, hands down.
It's like this guy or Pele. Take your pick. What do you want?
Yeah.
This guy. 100 of this guy.
Bringing down the house.
Yay.
I mean, like, that was cool, but I mean, you know, hats off to the performers at the actual Ubisoft booth who rock out, like, all day for hours just dancing.
Yeah, I was gonna say those
my
people that
heroes.
like you have to walk around them. You feel so bad walking around them trying to get to something else, and they're just sweating bullets, dancing all day long.
The E3 dancers.
The Just Dance booth.
Yeah,
They're just like constantly going.
in the middle of E3.
Jason Derulo.
This song is #1 this week?
Yeah, where you been, man?
Yeah, I've never heard that song somewhere else, I guess.
K-Rock every day. That's
Really?
100 times.
I
a
don't
day.
listen to the radio.
Too
Ben
much.
Moore looks skeptical.
Wait,
I've been listening to
K-Rock?
book 1 of the King Killer Chronicles.
And
I just finished book 1 of the
98.7.
King Killer Chronicles and started
Oh.
book 2.
Oh,
Amazing.
it's a little dry right now in the middle of college, getting a little boring.
What?
What's getting boring? The
We'll
press
talk about it
conference?
later.
Yeah.
Omar. No,
The
no.
King
Oh,
Killer
no, wait.
Chronicles, book 1. I
He
like
doesn't
it.
exist.
Oh.
He doesn't exist to me anymore.
You're still in book one, though?
Yeah.
I finished book 1 though, and I'm plowing through book 2.
Are you a fan of the King Killer?
I need to finish. I need to read 2 and 3. I started 2. I got about halfway through 2. And then I just
2 and 2.5. You mean?
2 starts
2 and
on a weird
2.5.
Right.
note that I wasn't quite sure what was going
No
on.
spoilers.
Ben thought Metallica was at the top of the charts.
Metallica's always top of my
It's the
charts.
top of my heart.
Yeah.
It's the top of those charts in his heart. The Ben
That's all
Hart
that
charts.
matters. Just dance.
there's not many games you can demo without demoing. It's pretty hot, you know. Don't even show him. Don't
All
talk about
VR
any new
games.
modes or anything. Just literally have a guy come out.
Just dance.
It's like if a football player came out and just passed for a little while.
Just
Like,
dance.
whoa! Madden's gonna be sweet. Look at the guy running around with a football. Okay.
Streaming service?
This is money right here.
Oh my god,
How
must
much?
be nice.
Dancing?
Yeah, how much?
$15 a month.
It'll be cheaper than that, I think.
Omar,
Yeah, well.
let's get this for the house.
Like that's what these games need is subscription to music. That and like Rock Band and those karaoke games, like you just need a subscription where you can like up it whenever people come over to play or something.
Sazanami Styles said Metallica is for lonely white people that can't dance, and I would like to say yes.
Okay, sure. Yes.
Accurate.
God,
Yes,
I
that
wonder-
is true. Yeah.
I wondered why I love that band so
Yeah,
much.
I don't know why I love that
There
band
it
so
is.
Did anybody in chat blow off school or work today for the press
I
conferences?
hope so.
Yeah, you got it.
Ben did.
Totally blew off work today.
Yeah.
Wendy's.
So yeah, the music service. That was it, really. And another Just Dance.
Did they say the
You
price?
can
I
play
missed
with your
it.
phone.
They didn't
I-
say the price.
They said I think you get it automatically when you buy the new Just Dance.
Oh.
Like
Oh.
lifetime or something, or
Well, that's nice.
maybe
Really?
a couple
No,
months.
that's
it said,
that's
Good
no
guy
way.
Ubisoft.
Yeah,
it
they're
said
not giving
subscription available with
Here we go. Gun on the table. John McClane.
BRL Tech.
Dark
This is
Siders.
intense.
Yeah, it's gotta be. This has got to be Darksiders or
Trials.
Trials Fusion. Yeah.
Ooh, hey.
Is that Angela Bassett?
Angela Bassett.
Yeah.
Is that a game?
Yeah.
Angela Bassett, the game.
Strange Days. The game.
Whoa.
Yeah, we
You
went there.
guys remember Syndicate?
I love Syndicate. Underrated. Solid 7.0 game. I love biological warfare. I'm
Just
on
like
board right now.
the practical application of biological warfare in
Yes.
the real world. Is that what you love?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You're a terrorist. 12 monkeys.
This is so intense. What if they bring Patriots back? Oh my god.
Rainbow?
Is this Patriots?
Might be Rainbow.
Might just be a big elaborate setup for Rainbow.
I'm not even joking. This might be Patriots. Okay, yeah,
It's
this
gonna be
show-
Rainbow
yeah,
Six.
Damn.
They're pulling a
Which Rainbow
Bassett
Six?
is their Spacey. Whoa.
Isn't that the same bad guy from the Division thing we just saw?
No.
Dudes in white hoods
Yeah,
and white
same.
masks?
Oh yeah. Oh, I thought that was Patriots.
How much of what she says you think is true?
Most of it. I really feel like she's an
She's into
enthusiastic
Rainbow Six
person. Yeah.
Siege?
Well, but see, there's a difference. That's why I think like you can really kind of tap into that honest communication. She's into finding out news about
seeing
Rainbow
it.
Six
Yeah,
Siege.
yeah.
She's into getting that exclusive access, and I believe that.
No, I believe
And I
that
don't think
too.
she's trying to sell anything beyond that, which is why this works.
Mm-hmm.
She's got enough history too that she like sees that stuff grow where it does make her actually excited
Yeah.
to see the new
'Cause
things come out.
Even that For Honor guy who was like, imagine you're on the battlefield, you have honor,
Yeah,
you
okay,
have fear,
I'll
and just
imagine
like
that.
don't know.
Well, check
What?
her
He
out.
was the best.
That guy ruled.
He
What?
is the star of the show.
Even I would argue there are even moments
Dude,
in
the
the
lady's
speech
on
that I
stage
thought
right
was
now.
like, okay.
Angela Bassett.
For Honor, Jones.
For honor.
Wait, is that her? That one?
Yeah.
God,
How old is she?
She
She
looks
looks really
amazing.
young.
She's super old.
She-
She looks great.
young.
Super old.
maybe close to.
She's like over 50, 60 something. She's got to be
She's
late
not over
50s.
60.
No
yeah.
She's
way.
late
Late
I'll
50s.
look
40s,
it
early
up.
50s.
She looks like she's
Um,
like 30.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
late
American
50s.
American Horror Story
amazing.
season 3, awesome. Best thing about American Horror Story season 3, hands down.
Born 1958.
56.
56. She looks
Yeah, her and Kathy Bates
incredible.
killed it in that show.
56.
But you know, Andrew Wilson looked amazing too. He looked incredible too.
Unaging.
Unaging, packed with the devil. What?
Very mean comment. Coltane.
Coltane. Seth Killiam says how Stella got her Rainbow Six back. Rainbow Six Pack. Must be nice.
I don't know.
Just sitting here waiting for Beyond Good and Evil 2.
You're gonna be
You're
sitting
gonna be
for
waiting
while.
a long time.
Yeah, what does Bassett bring to the stage now? I mean, what? It's kind of fun to get her perspective
Get
on,
that star power.
right?
Just those Ubi bucks at
Yeah.
work.
Capitalizing on the Kevin Spacey vibe for
Yeah.
Call of
That's
Duty.
exactly what
It
I
kind of
was
It's
feels
thinking.
like, it kind of feels like Daylight Dollar Short for that like
Yeah.
kind of. It feels like this is a response to Spacey.
And no ill will to Angela Bassett, but I mean,
No.
Kevin Spacey's a household name.
It's like Pele
So's Angela
too.
Bassett.
I feel like
Yeah.
I'm watching
We all
Pele
recognized a
again
terrible
up here.
CG version of her.
It wasn't
Instantly.
terrible. It looked real good.
It was
Well,
fine.
the other, I mean, the intro to Spacey's character from Advanced Warfare was also killer. You know, it was just such a great setup, and
I thought it was a little ham-fisted.
yeah, but I think he played it that way. It's
Yeah.
Call
I
of
think
Duty,
you're
you
a little
know.
ham-fisted.
Yeah,
the
it's
only
true.
celebrity.
So
in
again,
game
with
I'm-
this, like, I still don't really know who she really is in this game, or why we need her.
I'm still looking
She
forward
sits in
to
a chair
Hayden
and talks.
Panettiere and Until Dawn.
Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Is she the only celebrity in Until
No,
Dawn?
there's some other lesser known, I think.
Lesser known than Hayden Panettiere?
The
Oh
dude-
no.
The dude from
The
Shield
Hayden
is in
Pan-
it.
Panera?
Pentagram. Forget.
Unfortunate.
Forget it. No, that last name rules.
She's jolly.
Genevieve Forget.
She's.
She could be the hero of her own game with that
Yeah.
name. Genevieve Forget. We should all just start pronouncing it Coop,
Coop.
because that's how we all spell it. It's just so
Right.
funny to me. Because I'm like,
You know,
that's
it's
actually
supposed to be
word.
a dash.
Yeah, nobody puts
Yeah,
that
there's
dash
supposed to
in
be a
there.
dash. No one ever does it though. I'm like,
People
Coop
are
is a word.
lazy.
Coop's a thing.
Poop is a thing.
He's a detective from Twin Peaks.
Right.
Oh yeah, cool.
Coop.
What's that, Coop? When he shows up, he's all deaf. So good.
One shot. One
I thought your
kill.
jaw dropped, but you were yawning, Elise. You're like,
We've been going for a while.
you be doing
All
pretty
day.
good with the actual on-stage playable demos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they the
Um,
first people who've done this, actually?
And both multiplayer things, so it wasn't just one person
No
going
one else
against
has
AI.
had someone on
Gears
stage.
was playable on stage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was a couple times like
And the
dudes with holding
HoloLens.
controller, but it didn't. They never
HoloLens
like
was
showed
playable?
him playing it.
Halo.
Well, and bringing out the team to
Oh, were
play
they playing
too,
for
I think
Halo?
is really
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, Xbox and Ubisoft so far bringing it with the on-stage gameplay demos.
They're gonna bust up some walls, boys.
Yeah, what
Get
is her
ready.
character to this game if it's just 4-on-4?
She
Yeah,
sits
it just
in a
sounds
chair
like
and
yeah,
talks.
in between missions, you'll get like a little update from her. Maybe she'll talk.
Is she
during
supposed to be
missions,
like the
but-
leader of one of the
She's probably the president or something.
Well, her name is Six, so I think she's like the head of
Oh,
Rainbow
she's
Six.
like
the,
M.
like the M of
Yeah.
its
Yeah.
division, basically.
Brad, are you looking forward to reviving me when I run out the front door every time, guns blazing in this, just immediately dying?
I'm so used to it.
I like how my whole perspective of what happened is upside down right now. Like
Oh, headshot.
it was hard to tell what was what there.
So again, Hugh, you were talking about, you got to have, different maps, and it's just like you're inching through this environment because it's just like I could pop my head out and be like, oh, what's wrong? And then dead. Then I'm literally watching this match for 20 minutes now because I'm dead. It's
That's
over.
good. That's a good point.
Man, that would be rough.
Hmm.
It's funny in games how destructible walls look different in general than non-destructible.
Well, they have to.
You know?
Well,
Yeah,
and
because they have to be lower poly because they got to fly around, right?
Well, and they have to label them, so you have to
Right,
know like
right.
I can destroy this wall versus the other wall. Yeah, the walls have this weird kind of like
Yeah.
red like patchwork on
It's
them.
like old cartoons.
Yeah, where oh, he's gonna
Yeah.
open that drawer.
Well,
It's
something's gonna
slightly
move
less-
there.
Yeah, it's a brighter brown.
Yeah, it's a brighter color.
Different people did it.
A lot of Angela Bassett hype in the chat.
Nice.
Someone said that I'm 50 plus too, but still
Nice.
got it.
Yeah.
Nice. 50 plus love.
You got your groove back.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to our 50 plus viewers. Meaning we have more than 50.
Yep.
You guys brought in some numbers pre Microsoft.
Crushing it, Omar.
Crushing
I think Blood said something like over 6,000 people watching.
We had
it one time.
11,000 for a
Yeah.
second.
Yeah, 11.
Oh, 11. Oh, 8 was
in-
the cap that I saw.
in
And
the
we got up to
pre-show.
11.
We had
I'll
11.
believe it.
It's
I'll-
true.
I'll believe
It's
it.
when
yeah.
everyone was spamming the chat.
Nice. That's when it worked.
And then
Every now
everyone
and then we
left
just
when they
get the
realized we
spammers.
weren't putting the audio from the press conferences out with our own audio. We're a commentary track.
Someday.
Artistic choice.
We're development, We're doing Need for Speed. We're rebooting the E3
Yeah.
experience at game trailers.
Yeah.
Trying something new. These guys from IGN, what?
Yeah.
GIGN.
GIGN.
Does it really say that?
GIGN on there goes. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Huber, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty into this.
I'm in awe right now.
What?
Are you game of the show
What-
into
what-
it?
No,
No.
This game's bad, guys. This is no.
It's not game of the show.
It's not game of the show.
Yeah.
Shenmue Guru wants to know where on game trailers they can subscribe. You can subscribe to us on Twitch, but you can also go to youtube.com/GT reviews or youtube.com/game trailers. Subscribe to us on the YouTubes.
I wonder how
Thank
much
you for doing
IGN
so.
paid them for that.
Yeah.
Ben, I love that these are
We got the G though.
these have context. These
Yeah.
type of single player co-op
And
versus AI missions.
I love how they're just creeping through it,
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
very methodical pace. I love it.
This is like they're like a campaign almost.
Yeah.
Which do you think has the potential to be harder to get through, the co-op or this like single player style, or just the straight up multiplayer?
Depends on the skill of multiplayer people.
Yeah.
I mean, as I was saying before, this is one of those games that really and truly reinforces cooperative gameplay. Like if there are other games that try to enforce co-op and it just generally makes the game easier, this game is impossible. If one person versus 5, no way, not happening. Unless like those 5 people you're going up against are
Unless it's
you'll extremely inept.
Look at that little ring on his gun. It moves when he moves. I've never seen a gun do that in a game.
What are you talking about?
You can't see it yet right now.
So Ian, he likes to comment on things you can't look at.
Well,
Tell me-
you could
tell me when we
I
can
said
see
it.
it. Tell me when
When
we
he
can
takes
see
his
it.
gun out. There. He's in the dark. That thing on the back side of the gun, kind of. Back left side.
Man, can this just come out tonight and we can all go home and play it?
Isn't it
We
already
have to be
out?
here at like 7 in the morning.
We played the alpha.
There's always time.
Yeah,
For
I barely
one
had, I barely had
last
time to play that
game.
Fallout app. Hey, no free apps so far today. Come on,
Yeah.
where are my
Step
free
it up,
apps at?
E3. Is there friendly fire in this, I wonder?
Hope so. I
It looks
really
like he's
hope
being
so.
very careful.
Yeah. If there's not, then it's just
Yeah, well, you'd be
Aaron.
chucking grenades everywhere
Yeah,
and, you
yeah.
know, like placing mines
spraying.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Grapple 14
It was
says,
six.
to be honest, I'd rather be watching Jason Derulo than this.
Ouch.
That's a hard thing to demo on a stage like that because it takes a long time for it to all unfold.
Mhm.
It's like when you're cutting out the highlight reels. It's like, oh man, so much walking around.
Mhm.
I don't know, all greens, maybe. I haven't seen it.
One of 4 modes.
Where's Bosman?
Interviewing.
Bosman is talking to Electronic Arts right now. A little inside baseball there for you.
Are we streaming that?
Tune in later.
Where Don was missed the most epic reveal of
Missed
E3.
connection.
We'll have to come back and get his response before
Yeah.
we'd definitely have a bit of a break before
Yeah.
we get to Sony this evening. So we will have time to wrap everything up.
Another
and
beta
I might
of
have
this
time
game.
to talk about some things.
A lot of betas.
This is
in
the
8
second beta
minutes
for
and
this game.
13 seconds. I can talk about
Second?
some stuff.
Second beta, right?
Yeah. A lot of betas in general, I mean.
I know, but this
Yeah.
one has had one already.
Yeah.
It was the alpha.
Oh, Rainbow
Oh,
Six
Alpha.
Siege had one?
Yep. But yeah, it's so distinct. Like we're making these lists, and I'm taking up like whole pages with other publishers, and like Ubi's just very concentrated on very specific things. Everything pretty much the equal amount of attention. You know, there's not just little tiny announcements that they throw out and they move on to something bigger, which can kind of disrupt pace. So you never really know like everything that you're seeing if it's going to be something huge. And it's just like they're not going to bring something to this stage unless they're going to be able to talk about it for an extended period of time, introduce it for the first time ever, or show you a big chunk of the gameplay.
Totally. I think this is a trend we might see next year after Bethesda's showing, and then this, where it's like very specific, very focused, and in depth. I think maybe
EA
other publishers will
I
follow
hope nobody
this
missed
step.
Bethesda. I hope Bethesda really kind of shook things up. And a lot of
Yeah.
people wondered.
I feel like
you know,
it was under the radar, so under the radar. Like today is the first day
Oh,
of
here we
E3.
go. Oh wait, no, Trackmania. No, we know Trackmania. Trackmania's fun, but
If you're looking
What
at
are
just
we
like
doing
Twitch
for more
numbers,
Trackmania?
Bethesda had like
Trackmania?
500,000
Trackmania.
concurrents.
Yeah, Trackmania.
And EA didn't. Like,
PC
and Microsoft
racing
don't
mod
do that much.
game.
It might have been that EA
You build
and
your own
Microsoft were
crazy
more
tracks.
spread out to other.
You spend more
outlets and
time
stuff.
off the
Yeah,
track than you
there's
do on.
YouTube.
Just lots of like
And
airborne
Microsoft was
craziness.
televised.
Oh yeah.
Too. Yeah.
I didn't know they were still televising this.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
Microsoft.
exactly. Trackmania right here.
Are you a fan of these games, Jones?
You know, they just look great. You know, it just looks really fun, and like you get the vibe that the people that make these games, it's just all they do because they're so in love with the concept. Like the modding community for this is
Yeah,
pretty crazy.
it's crazy.
Actually, I'm one of the first gaming like online videos that was not created by a IGN or a Game Trailers or a GameSpot was of Trackmania, where the guy put like he basically simulated it to go from a bunch of different camera angles and have like 1,000 cars going at the same time. So you're just like watching this thing. It's just an avalanche of like yellow cars like flying off of jumps and stuff like that.
There's just some, I guess, when
So
you
yeah,
have it
just
on YouTube.
throw realism straight out the window.
Oh yeah. I love the instant restarts and all that stuff. Like this
Like,
game is
you have
all
this
about
track
having
memorized, or you're not finishing it.
Yeah.
It's like, where am I supposed to go now? I go flipping off a ramp. Like now what?
Oh, it's
Trackmania Turbo.
awesome.
Is it called
Consoles?
Trackmania TM Turbo?
I don't know what I think the TM is the like Trackmania logo.
Oh,
I think it's called Trackmania Turbo.
fun. Do you think they're gonna put it on consoles?
That would be a coup. We got Tommy Francois and Francois Allo. Again, more gameplay demo. Love Ubisoft.
People sitting on the floor.
Yeah, playing on a PS4 controller, unless that's plugged into a PC.
I mean, sure, it's plugged into a PC, but what is that supposed to signify to us?
It's like so fun.
Yeah.
You just really got to know the map.
So it's just genuinely simple and fun.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many versions of Trackmania too. Like when Track World was a thing, and there was like Frontier and all that stuff that you could play different style maps on. It's crazy.
I want to play this with VR.
Can you design maps? In
Yeah,
the game?
people would run their
the
own
designing part of
servers,
it is
yeah.
huge.
Oh, okay.
You run your own server. You have playlists of maps generated by other users and like your own music playing on it and stuff.
crazy.
Your own rules and things, and
Oh,
people would just
man.
like subscribe to your servers.
I wonder if Don plays this.
He finished it upside down.
That's awesome. He's jazzed. He got through it.
Are they hard? Can you
Easy to
crash?
pick up, hard to master.
This guy looks like Sammy Hagar.
Rick and Robo says, couple more hours until we see the last Guardian.
Yeah.
Counting down.
And Shenmue.
How hilarious,
Procedurally generated
how hilarious
tracks.
would that be during the Sony press conference? Is they rolled like that Battlefront timer? They were just like 45 minutes till Last Guardian, and everyone's like, what?
Wait, we'd be like,
Really
what?
casual.
Just once though, just once for like a split second, and be like, wait, did I just
make
see
it
that?
look like a mistake? Like 3 frames.
Like the Guardians in the theater, they do a pan of the crowd, and he's just
Yeah,
like taking
yeah.
up the 15 seats, like, and they're like, he's here.
He just wiped.
Well, this is
Yeah, he's never done it.
Yeah, this is completely new,
Procedural.
randomly generated right now.
Oh, it looks so fun.
I love the design. I love the kanji characters. Love it.
You say kanji characters, Elise says yes.
It's true.
This game looks nuts.
I love arcade style racers like this. you know?
Yeah.
Like, I can't get into
Extreme G.
like
Fun
Gran
over
Turismo and
realism,
stuff.
yeah.
Like that's not
It's like
fun.
Need for Speed looked fantastic, but sometimes just these simple, stylistic games are more fun.
VR.
VR.
Yes.
Oh, nice job.
Yeah.
Called it.
That's a throw up machine right there.
I'm
Yeah,
so
oh,
ready.
man.
I will,
Vomit comets.
Vomit
I will
machine.
do it.
Mike,
Will we be getting a
that's
report?
a point for you.
I will brave
Dude.
it.
Trackmania
Point for
VR.
you.
Ubisoft VR game.
You're welcome.
Brad Ellis.
Wow.
Oh, here we go.
All right, nap time.
Oh wait, Trackmania.
The bummer is, I really like this setting. I like that. Like,
It needs more Daniel Day-Lewis and Liam Neeson.
Where's this
or-
one? What's
or,
this one
uh,
set in? Like,
Leonardo DiCaprio.
what's the dude who did
Brendan
This is
Gleeson.
Robert Downey
London
Jr.
in
as
the early 19th
Sherlock
century.
Holmes?
oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Or possibly late 19th century. Was it like early 1800s,
Early
late
1900s.
1800s?
Early 1900s.
Early
I
1900s?
think it's like 1905, maybe?
The carriages,
1901?
bro. Like there were like cars in early
the
20th
early-
century.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're like 1810
1890?
something.
Cars weren't super commonplace
yeah.
until like
Car-
the
the
20s.
Yeah, this is 1868. There it is.
We were all wrong.
We're dead wrong.
Dancing
I just
around
thought
the
it was
answer.
turn of the century.
Look at that
That's
guy.
the guy
No,
from
it
the
is.
audience.
He's the guy from the audience.
That's Cillian Murphy?
What's his name? Jacob Fry? What's his name?
I think so.
So cocky.
Top hats, though.
I want Gangs of New York Assassin's Creed.
Hashtag top hats.
Hashtag top hats, though. Dat hat. Look at that guy.
We are going to
Villainous.
kill that man.
When was like Jack the Ripper and stuff in history?
I think it's like turn of the century London.
Yeah, 1880, I believe was Jack the Ripper.
So can he
Could be
like
wrong.
one of the
Jones
missions in
is Jack
Syndicate
the
is
Ripper.
yeah,
Yeah.
one of the missions in Syndicate is like prevent Jack the Ripper.
Or you just play
Change
Sherlock
history.
Holmes.
Ooh.
That's the idea.
What if Jack the Ripper was a Templar?
If he was an assassin and those prostitutes were all Templar.
Yeah.
The righteous fight.
A lot of horses in this Ubisoft. Ooh.
Ugh, this makes me uncomfortable.
Those horses could have made that jump in Trials.
Sucks for those horses.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
They made him look really like scared and stuff too. It was uncomfortable.
Come on, Ubisoft. There's so many Assassin's Creed trailers just left me with chills, man. And just everything for Syndicate so far is like, okay.
It's because we've seen it so many times, Jones.
They're all the same. Same pig, new coat of paint.
We just had the order to order, so I feel like we got this kind of glimpse of this world,
This kind of
time
vibe?
period, this setting. So maybe that's why we're not as excited for it.
It is weird how it all goes in cycles, like Victorian stuff, space stuff.
Abandoned space stations.
Yeah, abandoned space station, Victorian abandoned space stations.
Are there of you guys on the couch excited for this?
You know, I really am trying to muster enthusiasm, but I feel like it's a slightly different Assassin's Creed trailer. I don't know. What's different about this game other than the setting?
Well, they've shown the new items. You used those.
I don't think that's enough for me.
What, the grappling hook?
Yeah, even some of the Black Flag trailers was just kind of like, hey, you need to set up. You can't just be fighting people and then you throw a logo.
And it bums me out because I really used to love Assassin's Creed.
You cabbage.
He just cool walks out of every situation.
Yeah, they're trying to make him too edgy. Really hyping that up.
He's always got his like band of thugs.
Yeah, he's got his like thugs with him always.
Jacob Fry, the bad boy of Victorian England.
Steampunk the shit out of that. That's what they need to do.
Everything is steampunk too, though.
Meh.
It's really long too. The CG trailer need to be really succinct.
Rory. Meh. Slow mo.
And for the record, there is a London within London. I learned this the day the Syndicate was announced. Because he said London was this economic heart of London. I was like, what? UK people were like, there's a London within London. Duh. I'm like, I didn't
Wait,
know
for
that.
real?
There is a district within London called London.
That's dumb. Let's go to New York.
Well, it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's like Ubisoft. They're teaching you things about history, about the, geography. Whether you actually
About
want to play the
bad-
game, that's a different
Yeah.
story.
Teaching us about bad gameplay.
There's just been so many Assassin's Creed leads. Ezio, Altair we meet and he totally screws up. It's where the whole Assassin's Creed name came from. They broke the creed. And so it's him kind of going back and learning those lessons. Ezio, families brutally murdered. And so he brings himself into that. The new character who I can't remember, which speaks a lot. Hatham, yeah, obviously had his twist with his, family line. And then, Connor obviously has an axe to grind with a lot of different people. Even the character from the last one realized that his love, his parents, there was a lot of history going on that he was not aware of. And this one, the guy's just like, I'm a badass, oi, I'm gonna fight people. And you're like, cool, so nothing ever goes wrong for you. Like nothing seemed difficult for him in that demo. He's just kind of like, oh, I'm gonna fight that guy and do it and done. That's me. That's my character.
But isn't the whole thing with that
Roll
game
the logo.
like it's a video game now? Like, isn't that the overworld of Assassin's Creed it's now a video game?
It
like
was in Black Flag. Yeah, Abstergo.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
like
it's
an
not about
entertainment
like
company.
But
your
Uni-
bloodlines or anything anymore. It's
But
just
Unity,
like
yeah. Yeah, and I'm not talking about the overarching modern
Yeah.
plot. Just
No.
Well,
he's just saying that
Yeah, the
guy's a
RP
badass and
yeah.
there's no thing
because you
want
want
it's just a video game.
Yeah, you want to go play as a badass.
Maybe pride cometh before the fall.
Kind
Maybe
of.
they're just showing us before everything goes.
So at the E3 in the world of Assassin's Creed,
Right.
Assassin's Creed kills it.
Yeah.
In the real world,
Right.
we're over it.
How you feeling, Brad? You've played every single Assassin's Creed. What's up?
Just like neutral on it.
But we're playing it, right? I mean,
Yeah, I'll
we
play
gotta
it.
play this game.
See, they've got you.
I'll pick it
Yeah.
up when it's like $20.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You take a year off, those people are done.
Yep.
All that
Yep.
I played every other one.
I'm not gonna play that.
And there was
one,
no gameplay of that, correct? That was
Correct.
just a little CG trailer for Syndicate.
unless this is something.
This is cool. Bloody skull.
What is
Is
this?
that a bill?
Dia de los Muertos?
Is that money?
Yeah. These are all sacrifices to that idol? Oh.
Blood money.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Is this Hitman?
No, that's
No, that's Square. Never mind. They're all bleeding together.
this is Far
Call
Cry.
of Juarez?
This is Far Cry.
right?
Far Cry 5?
It's Far Cry standalone.
Far Cry Coke money. Just Cause?
Square Enix again.
What is this?
Oh.
Who did Call of Juarez?
That's Activision.
Activision?
Yeah.
No. Call of Juarez is
It's Ubisoft. Oh yeah.
I don't hate what I'm looking at so far.
Yeah.
What if this was Call of Juarez? That'd be weird.
It could be. It very well could be.
Gunslinger's incredible, but the cartel is trash.
Yeah, I think this might be Call of Juarez.
Bound in Blood, underrated game.
How many Call of Juarez games are there?
4.
He's got a cowboy hat. Call of Juarez.
Are any of the good modern time ones good?
There's only one modern time. It's the cartel, and it's horrible.
It is one of the worst games I've ever played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ben does not throw that around lightly
No.
at all.
No.
I do. Ben does not.
That and Duke Nukem Forever are,
Yeah.
are up
I mean,
there.
this seems like it could be a sequel to the cartel, you know, with all the drug stuff and
Whoa.
money and everything.
That was a cool transition.
I've actually seen that much cocaine get drenched in a pool of blood before, and that was really realistic.
Really?
Yeah.
When I've seen it happen, it takes a little longer.
Yeah, that was a lot of blood, though.
And blood pools when the table seams transition like that. It pools a little longer.
Oh, now we're in first person. Yeah, third and first. Yeah, some crazy Call of Juarez. Are we getting?
That
We
would
putting
be
we putting money on it?
Put them in the trunk.
No.
Ooh.
That is. If this is Call of Juarez, that's bizarre.
They're waiting a long time
Bizarre
to do
as-
this.
It doesn't feel like it.
Thanks, Elise.
It doesn't feel like it.
Oh.
Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity? Call of Juarez 4. Call
Whoa.
of Juarez. Whoa, what is happening with this game? This game is like every shooter put together and doesn't know what it wants to be.
Well, they keep doing this mission though, so they're showing you different ways that you can
options,
take
yeah.
this on.
I'm getting a real dirty, like, wall protecting people vibe from this. What are those people called? The Minutemen?
Oh. Border protecting people?
But not like actual people. They're all like,
Monsters.
yeah, monsters.
Racist monsters.
Yeah.
Cool walk.
So yeah, weird. And then we're in like CG, but we were in the game. This is a strange trailer.
Uh-oh, the suit I wore into battle got blood on it. You made your choice.
Army of Two.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad, the game. What are you presenting us?
A massive open world.
What if that was the name of the game?
Oh, what do you know? Another radio towers. Ubisoft.
Love
Thanks.
it. Love it all day. Love it.
God.
I love it. Ubisoft. Everything you make needs to be open world.
I wish.
Open world. Just Dance. Do it.
Open world is the worst.
Oh, I love it so much.
I really do wish the game was called A Massive Open World.
A Massive Open
That'd
World.
be hilarious.
It's a linear title.
How many radio towers? Over or under 50?
Under.
The DLC is called Massive DLC.
Here it comes. Oh.
The crew gun version.
What?
What? I never in a million years. So there are 3 Tom Clancy games right now?
How is that Ghost Recon?
That did not. No.
Not at all.
No.
Not at
no.
all.
Trying to get me hyped on the name. I'm not biting.
Hard no.
No. No. That did not even look like Ghost Recon. Ugh.
It's the Wetlands or
I'm on
whatever.
edge.
Wildlands.
Wildlands.
No. Playing on
How are they going to
nostalgia.
sell that as
That's
Ghost
using the
Recon?
name alone.
Isn't that what
That
Hardline
is what
did?
that is.
Isn't that what
a-
Battlefield Hardline did?
Battlefield Hardline?
Right.
What,
It
by
was-
throwing
it was-
Battlefield on there?
It was still a Battlefield game.
That's not still a Ghost
Do
Recon
these-
game?
This did not look.
No, that
or
does not
feel-
look like
This
Ghost
was
Recon
a
at
game
all.
made that they just were like, oh, let's call it Ghost Recon. That's what I got from
Do
that.
these games resemble his books in any way anymore?
No, none of them are really like.
We need to get. I need to get Matt Blair in here and see if he shares the sentiment. He's the biggest Ghost Recon fan in this
I don't know,
office.
it looked kind of cool.
I don't
Look, what does it
know.
say? Stay tuned for more Wildlands and For Honor.
For honor.
Post show.
Yeah, we'll leave
I'm
it up.
so bummed, you guys.
So pissed.
Why are you so
He's
bummed?
walking
Done.
out.
Leaving in a huff.
Yeah.
Why did he get so angry about that? I don't understand.
Because that's no Ghost Recon. Because Ghost Recon's usually played a lot slower than that. But I
Yeah.
mean, that was slow. That was definitely like a
There are
methodical.
different
doesn't-
options.
approaching.
You could do it a slow option, I think.
Ghost Recon also has that like tech feel that didn't have,
Yeah,
you know?
I agree with that.
Well, there was the drone. You know, there was
No,
the
but Ghost Recon
sniper
is like
scope,
future tech.
Well, this force, the wild. You know, like you are just these 4 guys.
That's so
Kinda being
co-opting
sent
a
out.
name for something that doesn't need it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, would that have been just a cool announcement if it literally was just called Wildlands? Like, would we be more excited for it now?
I think
We
so,
would-
yeah.
I think
So?
people would. I don't know. Us, we would hate it less because it would just be
Interesting.
some game. But
How are people in chat feeling about that? Just shouting the name over and over again.
that's the risk of using an
I mean-
established name like that for marketing.
Yeah, I don't think chat really seems to feel about it one way or another. I'm so bummed because I wanted a UB Art game and we didn't get anything like that.
Not even anything with that kind of feel. Like nothing
No.
small, nothing like childlike, you know, in like feel.
I just wanted like a charming,
Yeah,
endearing,
nothing.
beautiful
Yeah, no-
game and nothing like
No
that.
Rabbids, no Valiant Hearts, no Rayman. South Park was kind of charming.
South Park. South Park. I'm excited for.
It's a good way to
but-
start it. Maybe they felt that tonally wouldn't have worked with in
Yeah,
between any of the other
maybe.
stuff that they were showing off.
Maybe I just think that this maybe wasn't the most comprehensive or like diverse showing. That
Really
they've
surprised
done.
we didn't see gameplay of Syndicate. Really surprised. They had this whole gameplay doc blowout to like then not show it at E3. Like, are they gonna have anything at their booth for Assassin's Creed? Like we were chatting up to the whole press conference. So I missed that if they announced it, but
Ian, did you pick up on that?
very surprised that was like the only thing
Pick up on what?
On there being any playable demo of Syndicate.
I'm not
at the
sure.
show.
I don't think so.
Yikes. Because I have not played Syndicate yet, and I can talk about this now. Too bad everybody left the room already. But I checked out Ubisoft yesterday. I played The Division, and I played Rainbow Six Siege, and I played Anno 2025. I played all of them, and they were all fun.
What is Anno like?
Anno is kind of like The Sims, but it's really or SimCity, but it's the way that they describe it's really focused on resources and you know how many people you have allocated to work those resources, and you generally have like they have wants and stuff like that, but like you're not really like charting traffic or like assigning taxes and stuff like that. It doesn't really go that deep. It's really about, as you could see, like the world was huge. Like they were definitely like moving around and showing all these different things, and they definitely wanted to focus on just building the city and just like growing the city and you know kind of like how addictive it can get to just like constantly be branching out into new you know continents and building bridges and terraforming and stuff like that. The moon, I guess, is a huge deal. So you could start a new save in previous Anno games, but now you can like, you know, once you have your little spaceport, and then once you get a certain piece of tech, then you can upgrade and you can go to the moon, and then you can build a base on your moon. And anytime you're in, and I think in the demo they showed at least like 10 or a dozen of different areas that he had that were on the moon and around Earth. So he could go to another area, and now this area is like not green and has lush forests, like maybe it's like a desert area or something. Like, didn't really see a lot of that in the demo. But he mentioned that when you're checking out, like when you're building stuff on the moon, all of your other maps are also happening right now in real time. So if you want to, like when you get to the moon, if you want to be like, well, for my moon base, I really want to specifically focus on, mining for this one resource, and then I'll set that up and then go back to my city, and then now that I have that resource coming in, now I'll use that to build some buildings here, and then go back to the moon and build some factories, and then back and forth.
Is what you're building, I guess, on Earth at all different because you're gathering resources from the moon?
It just sounds like that's mostly what the moon is for. That like you don't see a lot of like people going to work on the moon. It's just a lot of workers and stuff like that. I mean a lot of people specifically doing like tough labor as opposed to just like you don't see a lot of white collar guys just kind of like walking their dog on the moon. Like it's mostly business. It seemed basically just like a city builder simulator. That doesn't really get into the minutia of politics, but focuses more on actually experiencing the joy of like building that world and seeing that world grow. Just letting people know, if you guys are curious, played Rainbow Six and played Division yesterday, so we could chat about that. You guys seemed kind of interested in what Rainbow Six was showing off. How do you feel about it now? How do you feel about what you saw? What did you like out of what you saw?
Wait, what'd you say?
What did you like out of the demo they just showed?
To quote Kyle, more context. So everything we've seen up until this point.
Scoot over. Ben, scoot over. Get on the couch.
Everything we've seen until this point has been, the 5-on-5, go in, match round based. This had more of an objective feel, more of a progression.
That's single player. Right. They're showing.
So that was a 5-player co-op. It's called Terror Hunt.
Yeah.
And in the demo that they showed off, that the guy actually failed at one point when we were watching demos, which was so great. And you could tell they were really nervous, like, we don't want him to fail. But it's like, no, that's fantastic. If the guy demoing the game, like, he gets taken down. Not only one of the guys died, but like the team leader, just gets caught. Awesome. Like, and that, so it's 5 people, and you're going up against. You have to defuse a number of bombs. In the demo that I did, we had to take out 2, they played on normal difficulty, which was pretty fun, and then they were like, we can up that if you want, just to try it, and we got annihilated. Because, like, again, just you get one wrong shot. Like, you're in some area, and you're like, okay, I got this hallway covered, and, like, there's a window right here, and you're just not thinking, like, oh, it's a window, no one's coming in through that window, and, like, guy comes in, one headshot, you're dead, it's over.
Then
you're sitting there watching these guys for another 15 minutes, trying to finish it.
I actually got really excited that the guy had a one-shot, one-kill shirt on,
yeah.
And if that's the mentality they're going into with this game, it'd be so easy for them to be like, look, it's kind of like Call of Duty with destructible environments, or a slightly more complicated Battlefield. But I've missed the classic style Rainbow Six for so long, and every single second of that gameplay trailer looked like the Rainbow Six I used to play, and that's exciting.
Did you see at all like somebody playing it alone without other people? Can you do like classic Rainbow Six where you're like telling people where to go?
If that exists in the game, that's something I have to show.
Because they said 1 to 5 players, right? Like they said they could play it solo.
Yeah, I don't know if like AI fills in or how that works.
Yeah.
They definitely did not have that on display. Anytime one person stepped out, it was just
that
they
person.
took that person out.
Yeah,
of
the
it.
person was
It
like
just
that's the
4 of you.
Rainbow Six I miss. Like setting up of like you're gonna go from here to here while I do this on a different side of the map. Like that's the rad Rainbow Six stuff.
But the guy who can heal on the team, huge. The guy with the sledgehammer that can just walk up to a wall and knock it out without explosives, huge.
Pre-match. Is there the pre-match planning for
Yeah.
your team where you can do waypoints and all that?
There are 4 different spawn points that you can start from, and different weapons that you can pick going into it. There hasn't been this in a lot of the demos that I played, but I imagine character customization with your character if you want to be male or female, or like add unlock different cosmetic items for them going into the game. Cool. My favorite thing about that is so you have to defend this bomb. So you have to go in. One guy puts the little bomb diffuser on the floor and sets it up. Then you have to defend that space from the guy them coming in. Those guys coming in come from everywhere. It's so terrifying because again, like, and I was kind of hinting at this before when we were talking about it. To be like, thing you have to understand is that like when it's like when the wall next to me can blow up, the wall in front of me can blow up. I have this hallway here, and there's a window. It's like there's no safe spot. There's no place where I'm just gonna train my guns on this, and you don't have to worry about it because I'm fine. You know, like because it's the only place in the enemy.
They call that the Left 4 Dead closet technique.
And they flank you all the time. So if you like go to an area and you're like, oh, we know those guys were there, and then we killed that group, and then okay, now we're going, and you're like the last person in the train. You're the guy in the shield in front. And everybody's following him, and you're that last guy. If you're not looking behind you, they'll sneak up and take you out instantaneously. You know, like really quick.
Yeah.
Not to mention just explosions. You're next to one of those walls when those charges goes off. You're dead. It's over. You know, the blink of an eye. You never saw that coming. You know, you just happen to be right next to. And it's one of those things when that you recognize, I imagine, going through and playing those maps that you like see, somebody in your team. You're like, okay, get away from that wall. Like, don't get away from that window. Like, that's totally where they're gonna come in. Not to mention scaling and picking like where you go in. Like, finding out where everything is key. Like right when you get in. Like. When we played with the developer and they told us basically all where to go, and the guy could pick a spawn point, approach the building, and then be like, okay, let's go in here. You could tell, like, I can see that window's covered, I can see that's obviously covered. They wouldn't have covered that for no reason. And this is all AI, so that was one of the big things that they're selling is that this AI is adaptive. It'll know, like, you're all going in that direction, so I'm gonna flank you. Like, I set up this trap that'll slow you down. If you set up traps, they'll disarm them. And it seemed like a fun thing. So do you think that sounds more enticing to you guys than playing a versus thing versus humans, like actually going up with your friends against the AI?
I'm all
maybe
about that
training,
co-op.
or maybe back and forth.
Both, but I'm all about the co-op. So I get a little intimidated. Versus mode, it's stressful. This seems way less stressful because you're going in with your buddies only, accomplishing one mission.
Right, you got one life though.
I think terrorist hunt in Rainbow Six is pretty stressful.
Yeah.
You can get wounded. So like if you're wounded on the ground bleeding out, you can hold down the X button or I think either tap or hold down the X button to like stave off the bleeding, until somebody comes in and grabs you. But if they don't get there in time, we all totally abandoned one of our squad leaders at one point. He was like, "I'm upstairs, guys." We're like, "I don't even know where they are. Sorry, man. It's over."
You guys want to jump on the desk? Come on.
Sure.
We got open chairs.
Jump on that desk.
Open chairs. Also play The Division.
Yeah.
Played. That was a new map we were talking about. You wanted maps. I believe they said 12. There were 12
Rainbow
different maps
Six?
in Rainbow Six.
There it is. Okay.
That's
I said
at least
over
10, possibly
I said
12.
10 at least. That's perfect.
Get to,
Yeah, I can't wait for Rainbow Six Siege. It looks amazing.
get to my notes here.
Gives me anxiety though. I'm already feeling the pressure right now just watching those one-hit kill trailers and gameplays.
12 possible locations. Yeah.
One stray bullet hits you in the knee, you're bleeding out. Brad comes over, revives me. He goes down. I leave him behind. Same old story.
So I think that there might be a way for you to load up Terror Hunt and specifically go for a particular map. But the way that they described it, there's also a way you can jump in. You have no idea what's happening. So it can load one of 12 possible locations, day or night, and 4 possible modes. So that bomb retrieval is just one of the modes that can pop up in Terror Hunt.
So it's 12 maps, 4 modes on each map.
4 modes on each map, day or night. Which I'm assuming makes a big difference. If you're
That's
inside of a building, you can
night
look outside and see
vision
guys
and
coming
stuff.
up. Yeah,
that's a ton of possibilities.
And that was the Consulate map. Was the name of that map that we were seeing.
Cool.
So
I think Kyle asked a really good question during the Bethesda conference. If you could have one of those Ubisoft games that was talked about during the show, and you could play it right now, what would you pick?
For Honor.
I think I would pick For Honor.
Easily.
As well. Yep.
Passion.
Yep.
Good pick.
It's a passion project.
There was a comment in the chat. I don't remember who it was. I'm sorry, but they said I think I'm more excited for Honor than Dark Souls 3.
Well, that's a little bold, but for Ubisoft, absolutely For Honor. Every other Ubisoft game looked like a Ubisoft game.
You know what sold me on it? It was those intimate, intense duels.
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't personally experienced something like that since Jedi Outcast.
Yeah, I did have that vibe.
The lightsaber duels and how much I love
Omar, I'm
that.
hearing requests to turn Huber down. I'm hearing requests. Please turn Huber down.
Sorry.
Oh, now I'm seeing Huber back
Huber
up.
back up.
Huber
you can't
back.
turn Huber down.
I'm
Impossible.
Yes. I don't know if the chat's
No, I don't
trolling
think
us.
back up volume mean like back up away from the mic. Back here. Huber's back here.
I got you over here.
I also would like to just see that Trials.
Yeah.
That was
To
pretty
see
great.
what that is because it was such a tease.
Well,
it
that was
so
like the
weird.
Blood Dragon, You know, we were
Yeah,
kind of talking about that.
that
Like, what
was-
if Far Cry had this crazy
that was
standalone
it.
expansion? And it's interesting too because we didn't really know if we were going to get more trials because they actually like really announced that stuff like really far in advance. And a lot of their trailers, every time they would release one, the end screen had that calendar of like, we still have these 4 blocks left to announce. And so we knew there was this huge package of all these different chapters that were going to be themed different things. I think we had the titles for them even ahead of time. So we knew like a lot more stuff was coming to trials. And then the last one, which I believe that's when we finally sat Don down and went through his map when that last expansion came out. So it was like, okay, that's it for trials. You know, we weren't really expecting that. Certainly none of us mentioned trials at all this week or leading up before the press conference. But that was definitely a highlight.
We need to have a lengthy stream with Dawn when that DLC comes out. It's going to be wonderful.
Chat was also asking how you guys would rate the press conference and also just kind of how you feel about it compared to EA before it.
I destroyed EA. I destroyed EA.
EA.
I would give it a solid 8. Really disappointed there was no gameplay for Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Really needed some mission that was like, oh my god, that looked like a lot of fun. Not just kind of like, because that's what we got. I think initially when they announced Syndicate, it was just like, here's a slice of the game. You know, hey, let's just do this mission, sure. And then we took that guy out, okay, and then rinse, repeat. Basically throughout the rest of the game, and it's like I need something very story specific. Even didn't really blow a lot of people's skirts up, but just seeing Notre Dame and going through in Unity, and like seeing how extensive that building was in the interior, and not just kind of looking at London at large, but really focusing on one location. But it just kind of he got on a carriage, and the carriage went over the bridge, but like that was it, right?
It just felt Assassin's Creed.
That interior in the factory was kind of interesting. I can see that an area like that being realized in the real game, but I can't really grasp what's going on in Ubisoft's mind having the intro that they did to Syndicate with showing all of that stuff, and then we get to E3 and we're like, let's focus on other things. Well, I mean, I guess they focused on For Honor, and that was smart.
Yeah.
Trackmania, even though that's not a franchise that we're really excited about, that was still fun. Didn't take up too much time.
Trailers that make me want to play your game. It was Trackmania. Like, how much fun did that look like? I'm not even a huge racing game guy, and I think that looks like a blast.
Yeah, there's chatter here that predictions that we'll see Assassin's Creed gameplay during Sony. Do you think that'll happen?
They've done that
probably,
before.
yeah. That could happen. That would be the last hope. But at the same time, in the year of Assassin's Creed 3, we got a gameplay demo at Ubisoft and a gameplay demo at Sony. They showed off the hunting, the wild environments from Assassin's Creed 3, and then the boat environment was a totally separate gameplay demo. So again, Syndicate, not a game I thought was in really good shape. I thought they could show a lot of different aspects of, and if we're lucky, we'll get to see gameplay of it at one point in the press conference. Hopefully playable at the show. They said there's no multiplayer, so there's just not that much to show off. Do we want to talk about not Syndicate? Do we want to talk about Division? I played it.
Yeah, talk about the Division. A lot of people are actually asking about that.
So I thought, one thing that you pointed out that is an interesting thing in the game, and was a little bit sloppy when I played in the demo because all of us had just experienced the game for the first time. But so it's 3-person fire team. So when I played, it was 3 of us going in and trying to retrieve this package in the middle of the dark zone, and then we were playing with 2 other 3-person teams. There was always 1 developer and then 2 journalists. And so when we got to the middle and we got that like contraband. So you can pick up stuff in the world, but the really good loot is in this dark zone. And when you grab the loot, it's contaminated, and you basically pick one person in your party to actually carry it, and then they carry it on their back, and it's a bright yellow case. So you can totally see somebody in the distance if they have it. And just like if Destiny were to add like seamless PvP, when you go into the dark zone, it's just a world. Like you don't queue up or matchmake or anything like that. It's just we climb over this wall and we're in the dark zone, and so it flags automatically like, okay, you're going in the dark zone, just to let you know. And you might have missions in there, and when you do those missions, you'll go up against specific enemies. So they announced, I'm trying to think of the names of these enemies. The Rikers was the new one that they announced.
Really quickly, how big's the world?
It's New York, so I don't know how much
Did you see a world map?
the island of Manhattan. There's the map that they've showed before. They showed it at the demo for E3 2014, where the map's really cool actually. It like lays the city out at your feet, so there's just no question based on where you're moving your character, like where stuff is and where you have to go. So you don't really have to like look at a mini map and then look where you are and try to like piece the two together. Let me see what were the different. Oh, the cleaners were the ones that we've seen so far. Those are the guys with the flamethrowers, which you actually saw in this demo, which is weird because I didn't see in my demo. And the Rikers were the guys that I saw. They're escaped prisoners from Riker, from Rikers Island, from the prison. And so the coolest aspect that I think, other than the gameplay was pretty cool. The cover system was really well done. It was really well isolated. Like you could specifically tell like I'm exactly going to go to that point. But at the same time, while I'm just wandering around the environment and those things are highlighting, it's not like taking away from the aesthetic of the game. If you're behind cover and you see a spot over behind cover that covers the A button, and if you're behind one piece of cover and then highlights another one, if you hold down the A button, they'll just run, like basically go as fast as they possibly can, like to that point. But the cool thing is, and the one point where your opinion started to change a little bit, is that kind of awkward point where they ran in and they're like, okay, like I'm squad A, you're squad B. There are these Rikers over there that are controlling this thing. If we all work together, we can all finish this mission and all get out of here and we're fine. But if we don't, you know, like if only one of us shoots at any one of those other people, we're automatically flagged as enemies, and then that we're fighting. And so there was that question where we went in, where it's like, do I want to grab that loot, or do I want to head for the helicopter and extract and get out here, or do I want to save my friend, or do I want to kill that guy? And it's like Destiny, it's an RPG, so it's not just kind of like you're mowing guys down. Like guys' health is, you know, guys have substantial health. You know, it's kind of like Crackdown or Mass Effect, where you're just like, you got to headshot this guy a bunch, or Borderlands. So yeah, to me it was just that kind of like uncomfortable,
uneasy alliance.
Uneasy alliance, yeah, perfect. We need that on a T-shirt. But I needed more interiors from the stuff that I was playing. I think that's like a big thing that they definitely need to focus on, because that seemed really interesting. Another thing they didn't really showcase before, and I didn't see in the demo, was there's a lot of like environment recreation. So there was something they showed in the E3 2014 demo where you went into a subway and like in this big kind of orange like star-laden HUD, you saw like what happened at this area, you know, and like, oh, okay, this was, you can see everybody like frantically trying to leave the station, and I thought that was kind of cool, setting up context for like what happened in the world, and maybe thought we'd see a little more of that, especially going into the dark zone, where like this was supposedly where everything went down, you know, and they tried to wall it off, and of course that didn't work.
How did it look? Do you feel like it was a downgrade from sort of those initial reveals, or do you think it kind of looked super impressive?
Yeah, it looked pretty good. It held up. Oh, one huge announcement that they very cautiously did not mention at the press conference: tablet gone.
Wow.
They said
they were hyping that up so hard.
They said it was not balanced. They're like, it just wasn't balanced. They're like, if you had the tablet, it helped so much more than if you didn't, and there was just no way. There was no way to make that app make you want to go get it, but make it not so powerful so that it's just completely imbalancing everything. So that if you bump into a crew in the dark zone that has a tablet drone flying around that's marking your locations, and you're like, what? There's nothing we can do.
Cool.
But yeah, at the same time, it was like, I mean, they started that. It was like, we're getting ready to do the announcement, and they're just like, you know, first and foremost, this isn't it anymore, so don't expect to see that. And that was a decision for balance, which is, again, is something that you haven't really focused on, because a lot of the stuff we've been seeing is against AI, and you think like, oh yeah, balance, it's an RPG. You get loot, you know, you get better equipment, better guns, and the crazier places you go into in the city. The crazier stuff that you can get. Because I got the Destiny vibe, the one thing that I like, that again, which is why I wanted to see more interiors, is, you know, you go to Venus in Destiny, you're just like, okay, Venus, you know, and like, I've never been to Venus before, I don't really, you know, and like Dinklage is telling you like, no, this is why Venus is important. You're like, okay, whatever, Dinklage, I'm just trying to get, you know, better weapons and stuff. Whereas if the whole thing is rooted in New York, you know, when you really get to know that city, you know, you really get to know like where stuff is, especially if you live in New York. It's kind of like Watch Dogs if you live in Chicago. I bet that was a kick. So while tons of snow, you know, it's a very cold, depressing environment, and so I think that's maybe why it's getting kind of repetitive, seeing the same scenario over and over and over again. But if you kind of become married to that environment and you get to like love that city and that map, I could see it being fun playing with people that you play well with.
Chat's wondering what platform you played Division on.
I played Division on PlayStation 4, I believe.
I honestly think...
Might have been Xbox One. I'm lying. I think it was Xbox One.
I honestly think the biggest thing for me is, you know, if Division was just another game where you kind of get together with your friends and get loot in a kind of post-apocalyptic environment, I don't know if that would be enough for me. It really is the world PvP, and I think it's something that a lot of multiplayer games don't focus on. If I feel like I'm constantly under threat from another human being, that makes everything I'm doing more interesting.
And I love the dynamic too in MMOs when you stumble across someone that is on the other side, and all of a sudden they help you.
Right.
Like even in World of Warcraft, your horde, you stumble upon some alliance that's higher level than you, and he ends up like saving you by killing mobs, and you kind of just stare at each other and go your separate ways. It's those moments that are unlike anything else in video games, and if the Division can capitalize on that.
I feel like so much in Destiny, we would kind of just come into the office and we would say, so did you do that mission?
Yeah.
And then we'd talk about how good or bad it was. But, you know, I remember, you know, a lot of the days of World of Warcraft, it'd be like, I had this specific moment where I interacted with somebody on the other side, you know, and I either remember like when you would be getting ganked by somebody a bunch, and you would like spam the general chat, like someone come help me, and you get an entire army on your faction,
and then their army would come, and it's just chaos.
Those are the moments that make online games special to me. So
and by showing that moment just at the end there with Division, hopeful.
Different skills amongst the characters. I don't know if those are canned. If you pick a character and they come with certain skills, or if you can earn those throughout the game and then assign them to a specific character. So some of us could scan the environment, some of us couldn't. So you can like mark targets and stuff like that.
How was the story presented in your demo? Was it kind of overt, or did you like pick up sort of collectibles that filled you in? How did that work?
They pretty much got the same setup as they did this. They're like, you know, welcome to the dark zone. Like, this is this area where I don't know if we talked over a lot of the stuff that they were talking about, unfortunately, but like I don't know if they mentioned that this is where ground zero, basically. This is like where the virus first spawned from, and so that's where they walled this place off, and so you're going in, and throughout the game, it's not just this, like you didn't see the entirety of the dark zone. They just went into like one corner of it. It's really just like the middle of the island of Manhattan. So
really,
yeah, I think that was really the only context.
Really important thing for MMOs in particular and Destiny and games like this is the end game content.
Right. Yeah, that's a great point.
They tell you anything about that? Like,
nope.
Do you PvP? Are there raids?
You were looking at PvP basically. Dark Zone's is the PvP zone. I don't
So
know if
you
it's
just
the
keep
only
going
PvP
to the dark
zone,
zone at the end,
but it's their representation of how that works.
So many games get that wrong, where
so many
they just don't have the in-game content at launch, and then when they do have it, it comes too late.
Too late.
A lot of
Miss
people
the
lose
window.
interest. Yeah. So I think that's an excellent point.
They have a what do they call it? A seeker mine, which that was kind of fun. Which will just you saw like really quick. You saw one like drop one, and then it just ran out and found a bad guy. So if you're like hiding behind cover and you toss one of those, you don't need to be right next to the guy. Like it'll just track down and find him. But one thing that I thought was really fun is you can also just drop it next to you, and it'll follow you around because it identifies you as a friendly. So you're just kind of like walking through the environment, and you have this little guy that's just like following you. And it's kind of fun because if you don't see somebody and you see that guy take off, it's like, whoa, what? Did he spot somebody in the background?
Elyse Willems, you were not impressed with Division. It's not for you. You're not against it, but you're not for it. You're just going to pass. What could Division do?
Well, Brandon mentioned that we had seen, I guess, more interior environments, just like diversity in the environment. To me, I feel like we've just seen a lot of this is a like downtown cityscape, and it's cool, but it just doesn't hit that switch in me that gets excited.
What if Ben and I get really into the Division, just hardcore every night, and we need a third, that group of three? Would you be our backup?
Guys, I don't
Ride out with
Would you
us.
play with us, Elyse?
Is there
Would you
friendly
ride out?
fire in this game?
You don't have to force Elyse to do it. I'm
Might
down.
be a friendly fire.
I kind of want to agree with Elyse here. I feel like there are a lot of games I've seen so far. Like I think Fallout 4 is a good example. When they kind of showed me the different environments, I was like, that's a world I want to explore. I felt antsy to get into it. And I'm very curious about the Division, but it just hasn't conjured that feeling in me. Like when I see video of it, I'm not instantly attached to that world.
Too much snow, maybe.
I don't know
the
what it is.
snow makes
I don't know
everything
what
look
it
the
is.
same. I mean,
Yeah, it could be that. It's just there's this grayness to it that seems unappealing. I don't know.
So butthurt about UB art. I thought that was a lock. I thought for sure that was gonna happen.
Oh, you thought what?
UB art, a new.
Hey, we got
I've said it a
the-
billion
what's-
times. I thought we'd get it.
What's the yarn game?
Unravel.
Unravel, Elyse.
I know, but-
Big victory.
You want to call it Unraveled. You really do, but it's just Unravel.
Unravel.
Done.
The chat was wondering if you guys have a new updated game of show at this point in time.
For Honor.
Really?
Like,
More
of the
than
show?
Fallout
Yeah.
4 or Doom?
Oh, Doom, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm going to say for now Doom, but on my personal side scale, man, For Honor just really got me. The presentation, the speaker was so passionate. That is a man with a vision. That's what that said to me. Visionary. I haven't seen anything like it. It's bringing back meaningful kills, meaningful duels. Everything looked like it mattered.
Heavy melee.
And I loved the aesthetic. I love that there's samurais and Vikings and medieval crusaders. I mean, this game just looked awesome.
How many multiplayer montages do you see where it's as if they're trying to show you as many kills in a short amount of time as possible? In For Honor, it took them forever to get through one battle, and I think that's awesome. It's super exciting.
Yeah, it kind of has a MOBA vibe, like a little bit, because you have these
does.
heroes, because you have these central characters that, like, it was clear when they were running through the battlefield. It was like, oh, and then you saw that enemy come around the corner. It was like, oh no, that's the guy. You're wasting time with these smaller guys.
I think you can take the very most basic bare bone aspects of MOBA though, and have it not really be a MOBA. You can just use that framework where it's like, okay, we're trying to get into the enemy's base and destroy this thing, but yeah, I don't think it.
Ian, getting some
I
exercise.
don't think it'll be a MOBA in the traditional sense.
So yeah, let's talk about the combat. I mean, you weren't a big fan of the lock on there.
I just felt a little dated to me. I don't know if that's just me.
How else would you represent the lock on? Did you put like a little target on his?
I mean, yeah,
his
maybe just a
midsection,
little
perhaps?
central midsection
Maybe they'll fix
target,
it.
other than just the pod, the circular pod. I don't know. That didn't feel at all dated to you guys.
I mean, like Brandon was saying, when there's chaos, when there's
Yeah.
100 people on screen, it'll be necessary. But maybe they could do something to shrink it
Yeah.
down and not make
Yeah.
it so
it might
glaring.
just be a nitpicky personal thing, probably.
That specific thing too, I can also see as something that will change. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just kind of like let's really focus on environments and the sound effects and textures and stuff like that, and like what the HUD looks like. Whatever, we can fix that later.
It feels like putting a glowing highlight around the puck during the Stanley Cup playoffs. That's what it feels like to me. Like
Do they do that?
They did. I
Yeah.
mean, back in the '90s, they attempted
Yeah, I
to
remember
do
that.
that, and it went over really. I don't know how it went over in America, but it
was
went over
not well
badly
received.
in Canada. Not
They probably
having
did it for America at least.
But it seemed like there was a clear offense defense going on.
Yeah.
So you could definitely just
I
kind of
agree.
like put your sword up and be like, all sword based. Obviously, everybody that we're scoring off against, obviously the samurai swords and the Knights of the Round Table. They have different kinds of swords.
It was interesting too. They ran off to a little side area to have their duel, but the main armies were having a battle, and there were lines similar to like a MOBA style.
Yeah,
like
the
this,
respawns. You think?
Yeah,
I think that guy's got to wait like a minute before he gets
So,
back in.
I
Then
wonder if
I
you
think it would
lane,
be-
can you charge in with your troops and start battling, and then someone else can just run in? and
Sort
it's-
of the line we saw at the end there seemed to
Yeah.
imply that. Personally, I think it would be better if once you died, you had to wait until the next round. I think it fits with kind of the style they were showing for the duels.
kill a commander, and the other team has the momentum.
Right.
I thought of this during Microsoft, but can we just take a moment of silence for Rise, Son of Rome?
No.
We'll never see anything ever again. I think we'll ever get a Rise, Son of Rome 2.
Yeah, were you
No.
expecting like an expansion or
no,
something,
but,
or what?
No, I wasn't. I just thought it was funny, because I wonder if they had, Microsoft had launched that game thinking there would be sequels, thinking that would be
New
a
IP,
new
big
IP,
IP,
new
Rise on the Road.
franchise, and kind of just fizzled. That's totally off topic. I'm sorry.
Elise, what is your game of the show so far?
Unravel.
Unravel
Yeah.
is pretty awesome. Fallout 4 is probably like the best presented game, but other than that, Unravel is the game that has made me feel the most.
I want to
And-
see the For Honor guy walking around E3 with his
Me too.
cane.
Oh my god.
And I want to take a picture of
Yeah.
it. That guy's inspiring.
Passion
Sorry.
project.
No.
I cut you off.
That just Unravel is.
You know what we
most
haven't
of
talked
what
about?
I kind of like in games.
You know what we haven't talked about, Jones?
What?
Ghost Recon.
Yeah, Wildlands.
Yeah. Let's get into it, man.
Let's get into this right now.
The chat was like,
So-
Hubert, explain why you were
I'm
Yeah,
doing
see,
not-
you took off in a huff. So literally, if it was just called Wildlands,
It looked. I tripped actually, and I went to go get Map Blair. It wasn't a huff, but I am not feeling this.
So if it was just called Wildlands, would you feel it?
maybe more. It just looks like another Ubisoft game
I
in a
agree.
nutshell. It looks like, let's get some radio towers, let's spread ourselves too thin, quantity over quality. That is the vibe I got. Generic drug lab in Mexico. Nothing about this game spoke to me in the least.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, bro. I'm worried that this is just going to be another Ubisoft game where you have a map with a ton of dots on it,
Yeah.
and just very slowly over time,
Yeah.
you make the dots go away.
Yep.
And that's fine, and those games can absolutely be incredible, but at this point they kind of all feel the same.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The Crew, Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, now this, they all just blend together. It's the Ubisoft formula of go from dot to dot, zone out, not even thinking about what you're doing because none of it matters. It's all inconsequential. You're God in all of these games. No challenge.
But I think we're in the minority in that because those games only get more popular.
It's just sad that this was the return for Ghost Recon.
Right.
A legendary franchise.
And it's weird because I feel like
they're just exploiting
Rainbow
the name.
Six is being brought back in the correct way.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
And I wish the same treatment was being.
Yeah.
applied
Oh
to
my
Ghost
gosh,
Recon.
Siege! You want to talk about a revival of Rainbow Six? It's fantastic. I was blown away when the words Ghost Recon showed up on that screen.
So can Ghost Recon never be open world? By design, should Ghost Recon just give me a level, just give me this little place.
No.
I go there, I go out, I'm done. Or
Phantom Pain.
Or if you take everything back and just let's forget you saw anything, and we're in a conference room at Ubisoft, and I say Ghost Recon open world, go.
Phantom Pain, like Phantom Pain, you have an objective.
They had objective. They had to get the guys. At the drug
You
lab.
have one mission, and you have that. Go destroy that mission, and that's kind of what they showed. But I'm just worried.
They specifically showed like that you can do it different ways. They were like, okay, this is the assault thing. Now I got a drone. This guy sniped, and everyone freaked out, and they took off. Like, let's go chase him, across the map.
This
definitely couldn't do that in any Ghost Recon game before. No one would go off chasing on a road, and you'd chase them in a car. Like that never happened because the maps were relatively small and just really focused on the mission.
I don't think it's that Ghost Recon can't be open world. I just don't know what makes this game different. What's the hook? Here I didn't see anything that said this game is special for this reason.
It seems like Just Cause 3 and the Phantom Pain put together.
Do you think so?
Because it seemed. Is that for me?
Yeah, massive open
Fresh
world.
water.
So is there a structure? Is it just going to be going from checkpoint to checkpoint to dot to dot to dot?
There's something weird
That's
about
really
that
what it
game
looked like.
that I just can't put my finger on. Just like unappealing to me.
Yeah, we thought
I
it was
can't explain it for some reason.
Call of
I don't know
Juarez
why.
the Cartel. This is a horrible game. We thought this was another Call of Juarez.
I thought it was cool how they did do like different ways to tackle missions. That's really cool. I wish games did that more often. But something
Something
about that game is weird to me.
What you brought up Phantom Pain earlier, and again, not every game has to be like this, but what's cool about the Phantom Pain is it really does feel like it takes the core of the Metal Gear Solid stealth gameplay and expands upon it, right? It doesn't try to cram Metal Gear into an open world format. It just makes what was already there bigger, and I think that's more appealing.
Yeah.
Do you think you would have predicted that this was Ghost Recon if you didn't see the words at the end?
I would have never.
No.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was
coming
coming
to
to
that.
that.
Call of Juarez.
I don't know. Isn't that a little bit worrisome?
Yes. They're exploiting the name, Jones. They have Tom Clancy. They know Ghost Recon is huge. This is a cash grab. This is playing on emotions. I even was watching chat. Everything was fine, normal. There was no hype at all until the name showed up, and then everyone started screaming just because of that brand recognition. That is the vibe I got.
So how do you bring Ghost Recon back? You just make another Ghost Recon? I mean, is Ghost Recon a series that you fondly remember? Can you tell me the subname of the last Ghost Recon game?
It was Future Warfighter. Ghost Recon Future Warfighter.
Future Soldier, I believe.
Future Soldier.
It's Advanced Warfighter and Future Soldier.
Yeah.
Those are those two.
That was cool.
And
That was a
Future
natural
Soldier was definitely after. And
That was before all the future tech Call of Duties and all that. They were a little ahead of their time, and that was a natural progression for Ghost Recon. It fit, and those are cool games. This just feels like a step backwards. I don't know. Maybe we're alone here. Is Chad just
I'm sure we're
burying
alone
us
here.
right
Can't
now?
see it.
At the same time, I've gotten to a point where initial trailers for things usually don't get me excited, and my opinion can wildly change once I get my hands on it. Maybe they just didn't do a good job of selling the game in the trailer. Maybe they just didn't convince me in that trailer. But once I understand what they're trying to accomplish with the game, I'll feel totally different. So
What about you,
I'm
Jones?
open to it.
You love open world. You're
Yeah,
stoked.
I'm nuts, man.
You're stoked. That's all I need to say.
I love open world games. I like the multiplayer aspect of it. They definitely showed a lot of like the four of them like cruising across Abbey Road up the mountain. It was definitely just kind of like a road to like the Fellowship. Just like heading up over this desert to go somewhere. So it definitely seemed like exploration was a big deal. It started with them parachuting, so I imagine just kind of ease of use getting to these different environments. The only thing I can think of that like might change up the typical format is I remember heists I think were announced right when I went over to a friend of mine's place and he was playing Payday. and like really intricate, super violent, like very strategic heist mode. And I was trying to compare, the heist mode in GTA, to Payday. And he was bringing up a lot of really good points. There was just a lot of systems that you can use, a lot of tools that you use, a lot of ways that you can, fight back, a lot of places in the environment that you can take as spots where you can fight the enemy and stuff like that. And I'm just like, yeah, that's not really available in Grand Theft Auto. But what you can't do in Payday is get in a car chase that lasts 40 minutes. Like those guys that went off, like, oh no, there he goes, and they're like chasing after him. Like, what if that guy just goes? And you're like, now I'm going to fail the mission, not if he passes a certain line, because it's open world. Like this mission can bleed out into anything else you want. So like, what if that drug cartel? What if there's like a place in the city that like that's where that cartel is from? That's like where their headquarters is. So that's where that guy's going. So you actually have to stop him before he gets to a space in the real world. Yeah, it's interesting because a lot of these guys will come out on stage and they'll announce something beforehand, and then they'll be like, okay, now this is what you're about to see. This is the return of this franchise. You guys wanted Battlefront gameplay. Here we go. So like, I wonder if they came out and they're like, we really wanted to do something crazy with Ghost Recon. We've been making these Ghost Recon games for a long time, and then we thought of the concept of like, what if we make Ghost Recon open world? Check this out. If we'd have a different attitude going into it, because we saw this crazy hack game and we didn't know what the heck that was, and then Watch Dogs. Like, oh, okay, I gotta remember that Watch Dogs. Then we saw some other crazy game in the New York in the winter in the open world. Wow, the Division. I gotta remember that one. But yeah, it's like seeing that crazy thing and wondering where they're going with it, and then all of a sudden, surprise! It's a franchise that you know very well.
I actually think that's a really good point. It could have just been like every other Ghost Recon game where you have futuristic soldiers, and that's a really good point. And also, sort of the drug cartel vibe hasn't been done very well in recent memory. The last two examples I can think of are Call of Juarez the Cartel and Army of Two Devil's Cartel. Both of those games are not super memorable, and so I do think this is a space that hasn't been very thoroughly explored. Maybe it could be done well. Maybe this is kind of the first game in this setting that works.
I just think, you think about, like, what does Ghost Recon mean? Like, what, like by definition, like, did we get Ghost Recon books? I mean, this was just, Clancy put his name on a new video game franchise called Ghost Recon. Is there a story that you remember going through all of these games?
No, they were just Rainbow Six, but military. That's like the initial pull of it, is that Rainbow Six was like SWAT tactical, and then Ghost Recon was the military, so just a little larger scale.
Do you remember Advanced Warfighter?
Oh yeah.
I really love Advanced Warfighter 1 and 2 because it kind of had that sort of tactical feel of the older Ghost Recons, but it felt more immediate. It was easier to control, and obviously it looked a lot better. And I felt like that was a really nice evolution, and then that series just kind of went away.
The vibe that I get, okay, so say you're in Ghost Recon, you're a highly trained, highly skilled military team, and you are given an extremely important mission. These are guys that have, kidnapped some high-profile, politician, or are housing some kinds of explosives that they're planning on using for a nuclear attack or something. Like, this is a global initiative here. We are sending in Ghost Recon, the best of the best, the tip of the spear, to finish this mission because hundreds of thousands of people are going to die without this. Then you got drugs. It's just like, it's, yeah, but if it's not like an immediate threat, like, who cares? And like, these guys do. These are the guys. And so like, in one hand, like, if you had these super tactical, uber, teched out guys that are handling drug cartels, it's like, why aren't these guys doing, handling the big fish? I kind of like the vibe of, it reminded me of that Schwarzenegger movie where, what was that? Like, Payback or something? Oh, chat's got to let me know this one.
Give me something.
You see this?
I'll tell you. Give me something.
Huber will tell you.
Give me something.
It's just Schwarzenegger, and he had his whole team, and it was like there was like the butch like chick that was like dating the guy in the team, and they were crazy. The guy from Avatar was in it. The guy from True Blood was in it. Who's in Magic Mike? It's like Payback or Sabotage.
Yeah.
And you just kind of got that vibe. Like, you looked at these people, and they were all just like, dreads and tats and muscles, and then a couple of them were also dabbling in drugs. You had that line, like, I don't know if they're gonna, get into that at all. Like, if you find drugs on site, maybe you can sell them. Like,
so I figured
a morality play.
I figured out why I'm lukewarm to negative on it. Was that they didn't look like the world's best soldiers. They looked like bumbled in there. Sure, there was a sniper a mile away, but none of the kills and the execution had any impact whatsoever. Like, Rainbow Six Siege when they breach a wall, they go in there, they're tearing the house down, they get people out, they're using their spy gadgets. This just felt forced and flat. You know, I needed some guy propelling down like garrote wire to the throat. Another guy stabs a guy, puts him down, silence pistol to the head. It didn't have that anyway.
You should make a shooter. I would play that game for so long, and I would love it.
And what are we supposed to glean from like the end of that video, where like the guy was tied up, and like his hands were like hammered, knifed to the table? Was that our crew that was leaving him to die or something in this? I couldn't tell who that was.
Yeah,
was that us?
Was Cowboy Hat good guy, bad guy?
I need to watch the trailer again.
Because they snipe him in the head in one shot. That's what I thought it was called Juarez. I was like, oh, there you go, Cowboy. Confirmed. What is chat saying about Ghost Recon? Are we nuts?
Ripping us apart?
They
gotta respect the
it's
Huber
mixed.
opinion.
It's mixed. Some people agree. Some people disagree. Some people are very excited for
That's
it.
what I love.
And
That's what
I
it's
was
all about.
surprised. A number of people said that they predicted Ghost Recon.
Wow.
Which I did not.
The third person gave it away. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Sure.
You know.
Sure.
That should have been the giveaway.
And vehicles. You know, you've had, or I might be thinking SOCOM is what I'm thinking of. SOCOM did more vehicles than Ghost Recon did. Did Ghost Recon have vehicles?
SOCOM hype. SOCOM 2.
Yep.
In multiplayer and co-op?
Awesome.
South Park. I mean, there's not much really to say about South Park.
Yeah.
So cool. Just making another one. I gotta admit, I do, because I'm such a Batman fan. I do love the switch from like Gandalf Cartman to Coon Cartman.
Yep.
That's pretty great.
How much do you wish Matt and Trey Parker hosted a press conference?
Right.
And how great they would be, just making fun of every dumb thing that should be made fun of, you know?
Yeah, immediately. It's the first thing he did.
Yeah, and he just
like, how
crushed
stupid is
it.
this fucking mic?
Like, so entertaining. I wish they could host anything. Yeah, it'd be great.
Did you like Ghost Recon, Ian?
I don't know. Okay.
What about South Park?
I didn't see it.
Oh, okay.
Here it is right here. Coming in
This is
hot.
on it.
Wow, with subtitles.
What I'm really curious about South Park is if
Professional.
they'll modify the battle system at all, or if they'll kind of
I'm sure they'll
take
change it up
exactly
for sure.
from.
I mean, like they were saying, they know how to make a good video game now. So I wonder.
And being really upfront, they weren't on stage for a long time, so
Yeah.
you can tell they're just like, we'll be here, but we're not incredibly. We're excited about announcing the game, but like.
And even just comments like that, that's pretty good.
This is unrelated to Ubi, but that Xbox Elite controller is $150.
I saw that.
$150?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Must be nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ben's mine for.
We got this guy too.
Not even
Get
gonna
that
open
guy.
3 of
Good.
them.
Yes. Yes, it is. Did you play Stick of Truth?
Yeah, I did.
Omar?
I did.
You like them RPGs?
I do.
Will you? This is the first time I've said it out loud, and I'm going to enjoy it every time. Will you play the Fractured Butthole?
I'm for sure playing it. I love the first one.
Yeah, I'll play it. I like Brad. I loved
It's so
the first
funny.
one. I also I feel like Stick of Truth didn't get enough love at game trailers. Damiani reviewed it, and I feel like it kind of left the conversation
Snuffed
very
it?
quickly. Yeah. I think that game was better than people gave it credit for.
I'm way behind on my South Park lore, so
Yeah.
I couldn't.
I love South Park. I enjoyed it a lot. I thought that in turn-based RPGs like that, like the battle systems can get a little repetitive. They feel so maybe that's something that they could make a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
And fluid in the next one.
Absolutely. And what I loved about Stick of Truth is it walked that wonderfully thin line where it was referencey and it kind of hit the hallmarks of the show, but it didn't feel pandering all the time. It had its own voice, and I really appreciated that. And that's hard to do when you have such a long-running series that you're making a game out of. So it's
Pretty
cool.
disturbing parts in that game. If I remember.
Really
Yeah.
disturbing.
really.
Pushing the envelope.
Uncomfortable to watch parts. Yeah.
Which means we're getting more of that or less of that in the sequel.
The game is called The Fractured Butthole. I mean, come on. They're probably gonna try to outdo themselves.
But like it's kind of like in the Avengers font. We got like what's the name of the next Dragon Quest? Like the
Heroes?
Flippity Flea and the Wisdom Tree, or what is
No.
that like? what game is it that has the subtitle that's like
no,
the
it's Dragon
Chimney
Quest
Chi
Heroes,
and the Flip
yeah.
Free?
It's such a stupid title. I'm gonna look it up right
It's
now.
free to be you and me.
I wish it was
You know?
called Dragon Quest Heroes Free to Be You and Me. That's really great.
But I think that really just plays like the world ends with you.
Isn't it like
You know, it's got,
Monsters
what does that mean?
Joker?
You know, just
Yeah.
these hilarious like titles to games. I think it's like a fun. Which again, they have this really aloof attitude when they come to E3. Just like, yeah, we made another game. We know what the hell we were doing last time, and so we played this.
It's called Dragon Quest Heroes: The World Trees Woe and the Blight Below.
There you go.
Cool name.
I wonder if the person that did that
Ghost Recon: The World Trees Woe
was intentionally trolling.
I hope so.
They're just like, I'm gonna pitch this idea, and if it works, it's gonna be hilarious. I hope so. Anywho,
that's what I'm looking for. What was the awesome 3DS RPG turn-based that's getting a sequel? Bravely
Default.
Yeah. That was trolling with its title. Don't want to get into why, but yeah, that was a very specific title.
It was.
So yeah, I wonder if the fractured butthole will come up in context.
Yeah,
because the Stick of Truth, he didn't do a title play like that in the first game. The Stick of Truth was a legitimately very important relic,
right?
That they addressed in this trailer. But I wonder what it takes to be fractured. Who these fractured people are.
I'm so excited for that game to appear on our countdown list and having you say fractured butthole over and over and over and again.
I'm gonna put the emphasis on the butt. The fractured butthole.
If you guys have any questions, send them on over to us.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
there's lots to talk about. And we got time. We got lots of time. I unfortunately am only going to be on the stream for another hour. I got to duck out in an hour.
All three of us.
Yeah, we got to take off. Yeah. Mr. Bosman, who has been off the stream for a little bit, will jump back on. Elyse, you going to be around for Sony?
Yes.
You going to kill that Sony conference?
Sony, it's time for Shenmue, everyone.
Do you guys want to talk about Sony predictions?
Shenmue.
Kingdom Hearts 3. Shenmue. We are Final Fantasy 7.
Shenmue.
Oh, we still got more stuff to talk about. We were talking about For Honor, the crew. We got the expansion, the crazy festival vibe to the crew.
Is there anything the
Brandon
crew
Jones.
could do? Go ahead.
Before the crew,
Yeah,
Brandon
don't worry
Jones, will you purchase For Honor?
It depends. I need to see more modes.
What?
To know
You're
if
not
I'm actually
sold
gonna spend
yet.
it. I'm not
Look at this.
Calm down, bro. I'm not saying this game's not rad. I'm talking about dude, I have barely time to play Witcher 3 right now.
That's
you know,
true.
I'm talking about being a realist here. But if this is
All
something
right,
that
but
I'm
Witcher
actually
3
gonna-
versus a quick match.
Imagine
nobody got time for Witcher 3.
Yeah, you don't buy a game for one quick match. You asked if I was going to buy it.
One quick here,
Imagine
one
the
quick
entire
there.
office sieging a castle together. You tell me you don't
Well,
want
that's
to
the
be part
question.
of
How
that?
many players did we see on one side? Well, 4? We had the whole army, but you had...
I think it's...
I saw a couple names in there, but...
You can see one trailer for a new IP and know you're gonna buy it. Must be nice. Must be nice. That's all I'm saying.
Nice. I'm picking a game, and that game is For Honor.
I buy a lot of games. I have no apologies about that. I have no regrets. Never regretted it. I bought Duke Nukem Forever at $60 day one. It is my least favorite game. Don't regret a single cent.
Yeah, I just wonder, do we get a hint of how many people are on one side of
I
this
think it's
match?
4. They showed groups of 4 per army.
I think they do a focus on 4 at the end of this trailer, too.
Yeah, I'm
You
pretty
can see
sure
the
it's
4
4.
guys squaring off. But it looked like there were more names actually in the skirmish.
Yeah.
We got a little 2-on-2 at the end there.
Yeah.
And it's a good thing they picked the winning guy.
I'm
who the
hoping
camera
we
was focusing
see
on.
at least 16 v 16. I think when you do something like a siege, there need to be a substantial number of people on each side. Otherwise, it's not going to work.
But then you run the risk of not being able to have
those intimate
really
moments.
intimate duels
I
because
agree.
then everyone just bum rushes each other, and it's just like you're focusing on this guy just kills you on the side. You're focusing on this guy.
But didn't he say noon tomorrow that we're going to be able to play it?
That the beta was going up?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's on the floor.
Oh, on the floor.
On
Well,
the floor, dang it.
I want to check it out on the floor then.
Are you going to the show, Ben?
Yes. Can check it on the floor.
Look at that.
Did you hear me talking about Anno 2025?
Yeah, I heard you talking about it.
That is the 6th game in the Anno series, which
Yeah.
I knew, but I was scared because I was creeping up on that embargo.
Yeah.
Does that look like a game that interests you? Have you played any of the Anno games before?
No, I haven't played any Anno games. I'm completely unfamiliar with them. But yeah, I was just kind of reading up on it, and it sounds like something I'd be really into. City building elements, real-time strategy. There certainly aren't a lot of those anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's exciting.
And as I was mentioning before, it seems a lot less focused on politics and taxes and stuff like that, and more
Right.
just I want to make a beautiful city. You know,
Right.
I put a little stadium here, make everybody happy.
Quick question from chat. Roar wants to know: do we think the Final Fantasy 7 rumors are true?
No.
Absolutely
Hard
not.
no.
0% chance.
I want to believe, but hard
Shenmue
no.
before Final Fantasy.
I believe Shenmue would
Here's
come
a
out before
good
7.
here's a good rule of thumb. Okay, if you have any expectations for Square Enix, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, they will disappoint you. I
Deus
promise.
Ex. They're not going to disappoint.
Okay. Sorry, I should qualify that. For Eastern developed games.
Yes.
Not necessarily Western developed.
Yes.
Yes. They will disappoint you
Yeah.
with their Eastern developed games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hands down.
So before I rudely interrupted you, you were trying to talk about the crew, Brandon Jones.
Well, I was just going to throw out Wild Run. I mean, that's just adding stuff to this map. That's one of the reasons why we were talking about open world a lot, because it's Ubisoft, and that's kind of like inherent in the conversation. But that was one major thing that attracted me to the crew. Didn't get to access the whole map. Didn't get to do like a big road trip. Maybe I'll get to that one day, because that does entice me. Like coming over a hill and seeing other things in the environment. I think they sold that well. But just adding a bunch of it was weird because like Forza Horizon seemed like the music festival was a big vibe.
Yeah,
and so they're adding that to the crew.
It's the same thing, and I kind of talked about it last night, where like Forza Horizon kind of stole all of its thunder. I feel like Forza Horizon 2 got rave reviews. That's the game that got attention. The crew just falls into this weird space where it just is not quite good enough to grab people's attention. So I don't know.
Depressing.
I don't know. They have 3 million players though. That was a lot bigger than I expected. So could be wrong.
Maybe not a I don't know, a good name to bring up at the press conference. Maybe say the crew at a Ubisoft press conference. They did bring up, and that actually is worth mentioning, that they brought up that maybe some of their games last year didn't perform as well as expected. Maybe the comments have not been so glorious pointed at Ubisoft. Weird to bring up, and didn't really come from them. Came from Aisha Tyler, but like to specifically say we do want to say something about this. We do want to address this, and just say that we're listening. That we do hear that stuff.
They had a video documentary about that too with Assassin's Creed Syndicate. They said, Assassin's Creed Unity, we messed up and we're sorry. So I respect that they come out in front of it.
It definitely seems very upfront. Maybe that's what we're missing with Ghost Recon. Is like we need that. It doesn't seem like a big question mark kind of game. Like you see something like Division and then your mind kind of wanders. You see something like Watch Dogs and you kind of see like, wow, how deep does that go? All of those things that you can customize. As you see Ghost Recon, it's like, wait, no, I need to know more about this. I need to know what this game is for me to like really measure my hype.
Yeah, I obviously they don't have enough time for this to do this with every game during the press conference, but I keep thinking back to that Fallout 4 reveal, right, where they kind of broke that game up and they told you exactly what's going to be in it and what's it about. Okay, here's the world, and now we're going to show you the world. Here's the customization. We're going to show you the customization. Here's building your own place that has never been there in a Fallout game before. I mean, you had a really well-defined list of things that make that game matter, and I'm just getting really bothered by seeing E3 trailers, right? Like Assassin's Creed Syndicate, I don't have any sense for why that game matters or how it's different or why I should care about it. I don't know.
I mean, how it's different. There's all sorts of stuff that I can, list out for you that they've mentioned,
Right.
but why I should care about it.
Right. But I guess the difference is that I didn't see it. Like a CG trailer is not going to convince me.
And I think that's a good point, actually, that which seems terrible because it's E3. It's so damn exciting. We have all these people tuning in. I want to see everything that you have to show. But at the same time, it's hard not to say, yeah, why should I care, really?
Right.
Don't talk to me like that I should out of the gate, that I should
Right.
care, that you should just throw out the word Ghost Recon and I will automatically be excited. It's like,
That's
no,
really
why? If I'm not a Ghost Recon fan, why should I care? If I am a Ghost Recon fan, why should I care?
Yeah.
And, even if I've played every single Assassin's Creed game with the exception of like the mobile games
Rogue.
or like the
Rogue is the one that
Liberation I
slid
missed
under.
and like, oh yeah, Rogue, I still have yet to play.
I
But
hear Rogue is really good. I actually am kind of
I heard
excited
Rogue
to go
was
back and
better
check
than
it out.
Unity.
Yeah.
But so in that regard, like I am excited. I love this world. I love traversal in these games. I just love open world games in general. But yeah, you're like, and a lot of that, I think, like most of the press conferences today, like EA was full of that, of just kind of like, okay, you're giving me lots of information now, but what really is that thing that I should hook on, that thing that I should care about? So we have one more press conference today. So we've got Ubisoft so far. We got Electronic Arts, we got Bethesda, and we got Xbox. Who's leading the charge at this point?
Bethesda.
Yeah, I think it's Bethesda.
Just a handful of games to show off.
I know.
Less
So
games
real.
than were shown in any of the other press
I'm all about
conferences.
quality over quantity. It's arguments we get in a lot here at GameTrailers.com.
The thing about Bethesda that sold me more than the other press conferences is I saw the Gears of War demo, and the thought I had is that game could be really good. I saw Halo 5, and I was like, that could be really good. Whereas Bethesda, in the showings of the games, it already looked fantastic. I was already sold.
Yeah. And it was just casual, They again, Todd Howard killed it. They showed so much. They released the mobile app, talking about mods for
Yeah.
Fallout. Everything was just good vibes. It was about the games. There was no filler.
Good vibes.
Yeah, it was really good vibes. It was really good vibes.
And
for the rest of you.
Elise is losing.
Yeah.
It's getting loopy.
They should
Tired,
have shown.
guys.
Honestly, they should have shown this. This Assassin's Creed gameplay demo is so much better.
Yes.
This
Is
looks
this
fun.
a post-show thing? Where are you getting this from, Elise? Is this post-show or is this just now available on their YouTube channel?
What?
This looks pretty
This is
cool.
whatever we're watching right
Oh
now.
man, I don't know what happened. I'm sorry. I'm so tired.
This is Assassin's Creed Syndicate gameplay we've never seen before.
This is sweet.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, I'm into
When
this.
was this posted?
I mean, yes, I planned this.
Good job,
Train
Elise.
fight.
June 15th.
Boom.
This
This
looks
is
really
Europe
good.
specific.
I'm into it.
Would this have gotten you more excited? About
Absolutely,
Yes,
easily, no
absolutely.
question.
Let me start it again. Let's start from the top. Top Gun from the top.
Top Gun.
Top
Gun from the top.
Yeah,
Elise
Xbox
Willems.
leading the charge. So I got 20 games at the Xbox press briefing, 6 at Bethesda. Only 6 games. They talked about.
But I
everything.
will take those six.
I mean, 7 if
no,
you
I will
count
take
the
3
Fallout.
of those
Firecrackers.
games
For
above all the Xbox games.
for as much as I did love Bethesda, though, that Battlefront trailer just got me emotional.
That was
Oh
pretty
my
That
dynamo.
got the
It
entire
got me
room
emotional.
excited.
Yeah, and it was the only thing from that conference that got even close to that. But I was being cynical about Battlefront. I didn't know what to think, and that trailer, if
'cause of
it
George
really
Lucas.
does look like that, holy cow!
The looking like that, you think more than anything is what really grabbed you?
It
The resolution
no,
of
I
that
think
world?
I think it was the amount of things that you could do that I care about in the universe, right? Being able to tow cable the AT-ATs, being able to go inside the AT-ATs, being able to face off, Luke versus Vader, all of those things were shown in that one demo.
Yeah.
I think it was the breadth of that demo that was super exciting. Yeah, I don't know. Is there anything from that demo that had you a little bit leery, had you a little bit cautious?
No, not that I saw. I think just a lot of questions that we still have for it. I mean, it still doesn't seem like a game we're going to be playing very soon. I mean, do we know? They don't have a date for it this year. That was the big question of whether we were going to get that this year.
2016, yeah.
We were talking about anticipated. So yeah, like when in 2016, and we have like a really rough release date like
We
that.
might
So
see more at Sony because they showed that demo was on PS4. So
It's true. It's possible.
yeah, see people actually play it.
That'd be
instead
nice.
of, just seeing a demo, but just
That'd be
kind of
nice.
like follow something. Sorry,
part
what?
2.
I just said beta. Maybe there'll be a beta.
Beta.
But yeah, for me, I need like they had me at Battlefront. They had me at Star Wars, really.
Sure.
But I mean, it's like I loved this franchise so much. It's one of the best-selling Star Wars games that have ever been released ever. So just like ever since 3, it didn't happen. It just like didn't make sense to me. And I kind of knew when they first announced it, and we didn't really get. They were talking about it a lot more than actually showing stuff. We had that like documentary trailer from a couple years ago. Like, okay, we need a little bit more than this.
Mm-hmm.
But so I did get the vibe that it was less of a maybe just like new game that they're trying out, but more of kind of like an initiative. Like I anticipate this game sells well. We're going to get another Battlefront 2. They do want to make a franchise out of this. EA is something like we definitely want to get all in on Star Wars as much as we can get our hands on because it's going to be huge for a decade at least. So to me, the proving of the gameplay isn't so much as important as like the actual facts. Like how many maps are we getting?
Sure.
How many heroes can I play as?
How many characters per game?
How do those heroes work?
Do
Like,
you
how did
think-
Vader show up? Who's controlling that guy? How long does he get as him? Is it a time limit? Is it a health limit?
Do you think they'll go the Battlefield route where they
Premium.
have a premium subscription?
Yeah, they will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. That sucks.
How does that make you feel? Yeah,
It's a good
what's
value.
the-
If that's your game, if you play that game for over a year, I think it's a good value.
When I understand, and you're absolutely technically correct, but I'm always going to get a little depressed
Yeah, of course.
when we're talking about a game, and then you say, yes, but this is
To
a good
get-
value.
To get the whole game.
Yeah.
Empty your pockets. Yeah,
That
it
bums me out.
sucks. But if that content is incredible, they're working on it after the game. It's not like you're blocking stuff out. It's not a cash grab. It's like, they're working on this for
And
over a year.
To be fair, some of those Battlefield maps are fantastic.
The best.
Yeah.
Some of the
best in the
DLC
game.
is the best.
hmm Absolutely.
Guys got smoked. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah, it was
really,
pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
Really involved in this.
Why didn't they show
I
this?
don't know.
Yeah, like
I'm
the
so
big,
confused.
The big moving train, being on that and seeing that kind of interact with the real world and doing combat on that. That's really
Some
smart.
Skyfall situation over here.
Yeah. Just gotta bring the sniper rifle. Probably have sniper rifles in this era. We've had guns for however many centuries in the Assassin's Creed universe.
Yeah.
We gotta have sniper rifles up in here. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, we just need to we need to see this.
Oh, there's gonna be a fight in the clock tower.
The sister. Still keeping her under wraps.
Secret.
Getting
Yeah.
on that train seemed pretty fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
If that was a mission where the train was moving the entire time and you had to find the best way to get on top of it, that'd be super cool.
Yeah. Pre-order.
Pre-order now.
So
I don't know.
let us look back at Ubisoft and let us talk about Sony a little bit because we both have to take off. So maybe